No, I still got an ad.
You still got what?
I still got an ad.
Oh, damn it. That's lame.
Yeah, they got rid of that. That's no longer true. Yeah, I'm watching an ad right now for
Gotcha. I believe I am
For
alive.
Skittles.
Though. The Skittles.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
There you go. Now
Oh,
you're live.
by the way, I hope you don't mind. I ended up playing this solo when you weren't around.
No.
Cause I knew you're just gonna keep on building shit, and I was gonna keep letting you. So I needed to like
Yeah.
be like, oh, what
no,
is?
I'm.
what did
you have
Animal
no idea
Trail
how
leave for
happy
me?
I am.
All right, nice.
You have no idea how happy I am. That
So
you-
come
you-
inspect my work.
All right, I'm coming in. So no, I'm really happy that you did that because.
Good. You're getting tired of carrying my ass.
No, it wasn't. It's not so much that. It's that I'm
Right.
happy. I mean, this game is all about self-discovery in a way, right? Like not any kind of profound self-discovery, but like kind of like, you know, you like how you learn and how you engineer things, right?
Right.
So that's why I do enjoy seeing at what other people are doing. And you haven't done anything like truly stupid.
I hope not. Well,
'Cause
dude.
I've joined like online servers, and like I've seen some whoppers in there. I mean I'm nice about it. I'm never like, oh you know epic idiot or anything, but I'm just like,
you do that to
like,
me though.
No, I haven't done that. I
No,
haven't
but
done
you
that
would.
so far.
No, you could, and get away with it. You know me.
That's true. Oh hey, you finished the green science.
Hell yeah, dude.
Oh damn, this is sweet.
It's sweet, you said?
Yeah,
Nice.
saves me from having to do it.
Yeah, dude. Check out how much green shit I made.
A couple comments.
Okay, yeah.
These are all extremely minor.
Where
I
are
would
you?
have built
Okay,
right here. Right here. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have built this part right here. I would have
Yeah.
built it horizontal.
That's what I was thinking you were gonna tell me to do, because that's what I noticed after building this. I noticed you were following a pattern as I was going through the rest of the bus. Like,
Yeah.
oh wait, everything's perpendicular to the bus. Oh shit, I should have probably just made that perpendicular,
oh.
but I'm like, oh well.
The only reason I did that is you do that is because that way you don't have to extend the bus as much. You get more density out of it.
Okay,
Right, like here, if you had done it this way, then I could have started building say another factory row like right
Yeah,
here or
yeah,
something
yeah.
else. Yeah.
But dude,
But
you had basically a belt come down like this, here and then right, where I am, where I'm
Yeah.
walking. You had basically something like this. So I'm like, oh okay, he wants me to maybe make shit over here. I didn't know you wanted me to go
yeah,
parallel.
I was gonna go. Yeah, I was gonna
Parallel,
do it. You interrupted me right as I was gonna.
Gotcha. Okay.
But that's totally fine. Like no
Cool.
problem. Yeah. I mean, this is
I can
already.
refactor it if you want me to.
Nah, no worries. This is already more pristine than like my first run when I did this.
Oh, nice.
So, and then the only thing I would have done differently here is
Yeah.
I would have busted over. I would have extended this and then split it here and busted it over. But there's no advantage or disadvantage to what you did there.
Wait, for what? For
So,
copper?
For green, no, for
Oh,
green, I would have
oh.
just extended it
Oh,
this way
and then gone off to the
and
right.
then put a little splitter and then yeah.
I see.
Because later on, if we decide to start building blue chips somewhere else, like this like because you'll only be able to expand this so much, right? Before like the belt simply can't handle that much.
Right.
We could inject green chips like right here, right? Like we could pipe it in like down here or maybe from a train station or something, right? But then
Right.
it wouldn't feed here, right? It would just
Gotcha.
this would get cut off.
Okay.
But that's a super easy factor, right?
Right.
Like you always want to pull off the main bus because the main
Gotcha.
bus is where your input is, so that way you can abstract.
Right.
everything
Okay.
out.
Makes sense. Cool.
So
Oh, by the way, we got attacked.
oh
Bottom
Wow.
right, the power got taken down by a couple of those alien things.
I see. Yeah.
They destroyed some boilers, so I had to go down and shoot
whatever.
them. Yeah, I reinforced it a
fine.
bit. Oh, also,
You saw my ammo factory over here, right? Ammo.
yeah, I did.
being made
Over
in
here? Yeah, come over here. I also made this for walls,
Okay.
for bricks, so I can make walls.
Ah, perfect. I was actually about to do that too.
Cool. That was the very
So-
last thing I did.
Yeah. So I would have taken this. This is perfect. And yeah, I say build them on the bus, but like you'll notice that some of the early things that I built, I didn't build on the bus because they're very early on.
Yeah,
So
like the ammo.
bri- Yeah. So bricks is actually one of the things I don't build on the main bus. So you're fine here. You're fine here. Perfect. In fact, the other thing I would have built here is once we get access to grenades, I would have also built it. I would also build the grenade thing like right here, because you already have access to coal and iron here. Yeah. In fact, here, let's see if we can build that right now. But yeah, no,
Cool.
this is good. Yeah, no major or even minor criticism. Just some of these are just kind of very kind of like how I do it kind of things rather than
Or like,
mistakes.
I guess not mistakes, but like good form, like good practice.
Yeah. Okay, there you go. See, now we have a grenade. We have a grenade cache here.
Nice.
There you go. There you go. So that will slowly trickle in grenades for us. And then the other thing is how many bricks do you have? I would actually scale up. No, you don't. You have 90, you have like
No,
90.
I have a lot in my inventory. If you look at my stream. I have like 1,000 in my inventory.
That's actually not that much.
Alright.
I would actually scale up your brick operation at some point as well. Yeah.
I'll do that right now. Wait, but how do I build walls again?
Walls are you just craft it from inventory, or you can use an assembler to make them. They're under military, so fourth tab.
Okay, military. Oh, thank you. Oh, right. Yeah, that's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Okay.
But one of the useful things about brick, by the way, isn't just that you can use it to craft walls. You can also use it to craft roads.
Oh
So
yeah,
if
I noticed. Yeah, for sure. What's up, Drew? Always good to see you, man. Just going more into some Factorio with Admiral Terry here, man. You know how it goes. What's new with you, man? Hopefully all's good with you. You were gonna say about the road, so you can like drive on stuff faster, or can you run faster?
You can run faster on it. That's good for pulling out,
nice.
putting throughout your base. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm just randomly selecting upgrades now. I have no idea what's good.
The next thing you're gonna want to get up is, well, if you're being attacked, I'm gonna override.
Well, it's been a while. It's been a while actually since I've been attacked.
Okay, but modular armor is good to have.
Okay.
And then the next one I have, let's see, what have you already? Oh, you've gotten quite a few of them already.
Yeah.
The next thing you'll want is railways. So after this, we'll do rail signals. Oh, you've already got some railways. You just haven't done.
Not all.
Yeah. Okay. So you've actually out-researched where you should be, so to speak.
Oh really?
What I mean to say is that normally you'd be expanding your base and researching at the same time, but you've been researching, but you
Not
haven't really
expanding.
expanded base.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. So the next thing we need to do is find oil.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that. That's why I really wanted to reach out to you. Because I don't know how to do that shit.
So the way you do that is actually, you just drive around till you find it, or you set up a. So if you want to do it the lazy way, and you have power to burn, then what you do is
Oil derricks.
You build a ton of radars, and then have the radar basically
it finds it for you.
search for you. Yeah. Well, it doesn't find it for you, but it reveals the map in a clockwise manner.
Oh. Okay.
So you know how if you look on your map, you know how you see how there's like a little tab out there, and then there's a part of the map that's a little bit reviewed. Look at if you hit M, look at the bottom middle left. You see how there's like a little cutout, right? That's it discovering, and it does that in a clockwise manner.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the more radars you have, the faster that goes.
Oh, I see.
'cause
Oh,
each
and
radar
oil
will
is
reveal-
rare?
Oil isn't rare; it's just far away.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna need rails for it.
That's generally how it's done.
Okay.
Well, no. Generally, the first oil you do, you use
Winches.
no, you use
These things.
use,
The pump
use
jack.
pipe. Use pipes. No, pump jacks are to extract it from the ground.
Oh,
Once it's out of the ground, it's either got to be piped in or trained in,
I
or
see.
flown in later on. But that's way too advanced.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Also, your brick farm here is starved for stone, so let's fix that.
I know. I'll do it, dude. Leave me alone. Go away. I know how to do this shit. You're gonna hog everything I know how to already do. You work on shit I don't know how to do. Cause yeah. Then I'll learn from you, and then I'll internalize it.
All right.
And then
well,
when I
here.
solo play, I'll blow you away.
All right. Well, here, have these mining drills that I made.
Thank you.
There is PvP in this game, by the way. Hey,
Different
Hurricane
monster,
Drew.
right?
How's it going? I am showing him here the ropes of Factorio.
I'm still fairly new, even though I've played over 40 hours of this.
40 hours is fairly new.
Yeah.
This is a game. I know people who've played hundreds of hours in this game and have not even launched a rocket yet.
Wow. They
In
must
case
be
you're wondering,
rather
the
deep.
it's if you don't know what you're doing, it's hard to launch. I had to be helped through my first rocket launch. But once you've done it, then it's okay.
Nice.
Yeah. In case you're wondering, the speedrun record for this game from nothing to launch is under 2 hours at this point.
Oh. Nothing to
Yeah.
launch is under 2 hours? No freaking
Yes.
way.
Yeah. There is an achievement, by the way, for doing it under 8 hours. So, if you're not trying to speedrun the game, the developers consider you to be going like ultra super fast beating the game if you can do it under 8 hours. Which is possible. And I've gotten that achievement myself, so it is doable. The first time I did it, we came in right under 8 hours. The second time we did it, I got 6 hours. And my next push is to try and get under 4 hours.
Oh, wow. Wait. You said the developers consider it what now?
The developers consider you to be a really fast player if you can launch a rocket in under 8 hours.
Oh wow. Okay. Holy shit.
That's considered to be that's literally an achievement in the game.
Right. Damn.
But
You've done that or
obviously
not?
speedrunner. I have. I did one run that came in like literally 5 minutes under 8 hours, like 7:55.
Shit.
And then the next one I did, the next time I attempted it, I was able to come in under 6 hours. I came in like 5 hours,
Nice.
40 something. And my next attempt, whenever I get time to do it, I want to be able to do it under 4 hours.
Gotcha.
But I haven't had time to brush up on my team. There's a guy that I follow on YouTube that actually has a guide for doing. The reason I say 4 hours is he actually has a guide that he's just like, if you follow this guide, and even if you mess up, you should be able to do it under 4 hours.
Wow. Jesus.
So that's why I
Min-maxing
wanted to
strats?
do that.
Min-maxing?
He's one of them. No, it's another guy that I'm. That's an interesting way to do it.
Are you building more radars, or should I?
Up to you.
I'm still working on that stone thing.
Yeah. It depends on how desperately we need oil. If we need it now, so to speak, then I would actually literally build a car and just drive out.
Oh, really?
Fine. Yeah. So and it also depends on, like, a lot of people find exploring in this game fun too. So if you do, then you may not want to let radar do the job, right? You may want to just do that yourself.
Right.
So, depends on how you want to do it. Let's let's see. We're not really set up to build cars that easily yet because you don't make engines right now.
Yeah. What all do we need engines for?
To
Just
make
cars?
and trains.
Oh, right.
And to research some of the later sciences.
Right.
Yeah, you need engine. So, oh, and the other thing we're gonna need to start doing is making steel. So we're gonna need to start thinking about
have
expansion
steel.
soon too.
Already
You have a
steel.
little.
Oh.
You have a little bit of steel.
Okay, so you saw
what,
it.
What what you eventually, yeah, I see it here. What you eventually want to do is you want to be able to
Crap ton
make
of steel?
steel. Yeah. And in fact, most people, they dedicate a whole ore field to making steel.
No
So you
freaking
have-
way. That much?
Yeah. Yeah. We're gonna be using a lot of ore. In fact, that's what rail comes in. Because you're gonna be trucking it around. You either process on site and send back the products, or you you know, or do that. One nice thing about having a supply of steel, though, is we can start making some of the things that steel requires. Like we can stop using wooden electric poles, which I fucking hate.
Yeah, right.
A small electric.
Oh yeah, like the ones I've just used. Yeah, I replaced some of them at the bottom. I don't know if you noticed.
Yeah. I
By
hate
the
those
stone.
because I don't mine for trees that often. So
right,
for me,
right.
like trees have to be manually fed into the system, and also they don't go. Most people, including myself, don't waste like a belt in the main bus on them. So every time you like need electrical, you have to go find a tree to go like hammer. Hammer it down. It annoys the hell out of me. And also they're just not very good, right? Like they can't go very far apart and they don't cover a lot of stuff. So I'd much rather switch to medium electric poles. So I will do that right now.
Oh, you're gonna do that? Okay, I'll leave it to you.
Yeah, I just have to extend the bus because you took up a little bit of room.
Yeah, sure. Blame me, man.
I mean, it's fine. I even said it's fine.
You know what? I should double this, shouldn't I?
What do you
Let's
mean?
do this. I'll show you. You'll see.
You mean double wide the
inserting
the
into this single crate.
Why?
Here. Just
why?
so I clear up the lines so that these things can produce more. Because we're not utilizing supply here if they're just sitting idle because of the backlog.
Well, keep in mind that we don't have infinite resources here. So
sure, but
like the mine that we're mining off of is limited.
actually, I just thought of something else.
What?
I'm just having fun with how I can make things efficient. Just stand by.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, this is, like I said, this is not a real run for me.
Oh, it's a fake run. I see how it is.
No, it's a real run for you. If it was a real run for me, I would want to do things a little bit differently.
Yeah, of course.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna swap the battery in my headset.
Oh, your headset battery's down? Out. There we go.
Okay. I'm back.
Alright, check it out. If you look at my stream, you'll see how fast I'm inserting into this chest here.
No, I get that. I just don't get what you achieved by that.
I'm just... I don't know, just kind of fun.
Oh, okay. Then that's fine. Right? Like,
Why, you'd rather I insert into multiple crates
no,
instead?
there's no reason to do any of that.
It's to clear the bus line, or the transport belt line.
But there
'Cause these are all
is
full.
not. No, I get what you're saying right now.
Yeah.
But there isn't necessarily a point to doing that right now because we can't eat up all the steel anyway. So I'd much rather have.
I want to build up more reserve of steel. Doesn't that make sense or no?
It
So when we do need it.
kind of doesn't right now at this point. point. I mean, you can. There's no harm in it, but it does mean that you're chewing up iron that could be used for other iron things right now.
I thought we had a
Because-
surplus of iron.
Do we? I don't think that we do. We have a
Yeah.
surplus currently, but okay, I guess I should say it this way. If you look at the things that we're about, like the next things that we need to build,
Uh-huh.
they require far more iron than they require steel. And so that's why
Okay.
there isn't really a point of buffering up steel, because right now you're chewing up iron to make steel. But if you look at the next things that we need to make, they're all iron based with only a little bit of steel needed. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
No, it's good that you're thinking about this, because you're thinking long term, right?
Uh-huh.
But in this case, the long term thinking is you don't actually need that much steel till later.
Okay.
For example, let's look at what we're making next. Wow, you've done a lot of research. Like, you're almost done with green science.
Right.
You've done a lot of research. Okay, so let us look at what we need to make. So the next couple things we need to make are our engines. And engines do require 1 steel, but look at the other ingredients that are needed. You need 4 iron and 1 steel, right? So you need more iron than you need steel. Let's also look at some of the other things that we need to make. We are going to need to make oil derricks soon. That requires 5 steel plates, right? But you look at the raw ingredients, it requires 35 iron plates and 7.5 copper, right?
Right.
So you don't really need that much steel, is what I'm saying.
Gotcha.
Oil refinery, same thing. Total requirement of steel plates is 15, but iron plates is 40. So we need a lot more iron, so there is no reason to essentially burn up this much iron when the thing that's going to choke us is sorry, there isn't this much big steel when the thing that's going to choke us is
It's
the iron.
Yeah. Got it.
So if you were going to bank up something, I would even say bank up iron rather than steel.
Roger. I see how it is.
Yeah.
Just cause you didn't come up with a plan, you don't like my plan. I see how it is.
I mean, I'm more than happy to continue down this plan. But, there will
You're
be
not. You're always complaining, man.
Factorio is a game of continuous improvement.
Yeah.
How you doing? How you doing, Drew? Hurricane Drew.
I think he left.
Oh, okay. Didn't really get a chance to talk to him there. 'Cause of
Yeah, he tends to
traffic.
pop in and leave a lot these days, but that's cool.
Ah, no worries, no worries.
Yeah. That's cool. I don't blame him.
Here, I'll respond.
I understand how boring I am.
Alright. Okay, so...
Shit. Oh, I need copper now. God damn it.
Well, luckily we're not short on copper.
You gotta show me how those stack inserters work.
They work just like normal inserters.
But why are they? What makes them different from the regular inserter?
They move an entire stack of things. So they basically they move more stuff. So
Okay. In
if you
parallel.
move, yeah. So basically a regular inserter, when it grabs something and it moves it, it just moves one, right?
Mhm.
What a stack inserter, you'll see when it moves, it grabs a whole bunch of them and just shoves it in. So like
Okay.
imagine if you were, it's a difference between like, let's say you were reaching in to grab like candy in a bowl or something, right? Like Skittles or something, right? And you're picking one by one, transferring. A stack inserter would be like grabbing a handful of them and moving between containers.
I see.
But it works exactly the same, they're just more expensive, that's all. AKA, you can use them exactly like you would a normal inserter.
I see.
And if your base is really wealthy, you can of course just use stack inserters for everything.
I see.
And in fact, later on, that's what you'll be doing. Like in my bases, a lot of times, because I'm using blueprints and stuff, where I'm sure you, I don't know if you've seen me use them before, where you like literally just stamp down things.
Right.
You just standardize on stack inserters, and you just use them for everything, even if they only need to move like one thing a minute. You just use stack inserters.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, you just don't care anymore.
Oh shit, we're running low on coal?
Maybe.
Huh. Okay.
Okay. Now we have. Okay. Now we have medium electric poles. We are making medium electric poles now.
Sweet.
Thank God for that.
You're telling me.
Yeah, automation of medium electric poles is one of my favorite things because then we can move off of wooden electric poles.
Alright.
I'm 100% not a fan.
And how do we get rid of them for good? Is there a way to recycle, dispose of shit?
You can just build over them. So if you have electric, you don't
Do
have
we
to
get
like
the raw
remove
materials?
them. No. So if you have them, you can just build over them. Later on, we'll have construction robots which you can use to help them get rid of electric poles and replant.
Gotcha.
But yeah, they're slowly trickling in.
Gotcha.
Yep, we're also making big electric poles, which is great.
Nice.
But if you have a wooden electric pole, or sorry, a medium electric pole in your cursor in hand, then you can actually just build it directly on top of it. You don't have to get rid of the wooden one first.
Right, right.
So, like normally.
But I
like,
want to get rid of it because it has longer range and it's inefficient if I were to just replace it at a 1-to-1 ratio.
Oh, that you gotta do manually.
Yeah. That's what I figure.
Most people don't bother with that. They just let the old. They standardize, right? Once you can afford to standardize on new electric poles, you just do that. Like you don't try to,
Right. That's exactly what I was about to do.
There we go.
Now it's a little more bearable. Man, we gotta upgrade our belts too to fast belts.
I would
Not
argue
yet.
we don't. We have an iron kind of shortage right now.
Okay.
Like this current belt isn't full, so this current belt's not
Okay.
full.
Right.
Then it's only if this belt here is full coming in.
Right.
And then we also, and then the machines aren't getting enough, right?
Right.
Then the belt is the bottom. Right now the belt's at the bottleneck. Also, notice how much you starve the belt now that your iron thing is like notice how there isn't that much. Notice how the iron is starting to go away now that we're starting to use it. So your reserve thing has kind of starved the system now.
Yeah. I was
That's why I
planning
never do
to
it.
introduce you into the system, dude.
Ah,
You mean you can turn off my steel producing shits,
okay.
or just
Well, no, I want steel to be produced. I just don't. It doesn't
Oh.
need to be packed up like that.
mass produced?
No, I'm fine with it being produced. I'm just saying your buffer thing here is not needed. Because right now, see, look, all the steel is inside the chest,
Right.
and it doesn't need to be in the chest.
All right. Yeah. Then let's remove the chest then.
Well, I'm actually just gonna reverse the thing so it dumps out.
Oh. Okay. Nice. So this research that we're researching right now, efficiency module, it improves the efficiency of a machine. Does that apply? How does that work? Does that need to be upgraded for every machine, or is that like a
You
passive
need to
upgrade?
build the modules, and you need to insert them into the machine. Not all
Oh.
machines can take them.
Oh.
Later on, you can build what are called beacons, which allow you to build an area of effect building that makes them faster. But
Okay.
right now, like if you click on assembly machine 1, you'll notice that you can't do anything in them, right? Nothing we have right now takes the modules except for the printers.
The printers?
The miners, these things,
Oh.
electric mining drills,
Right,
they
right,
take
right.
them. You can see the little module slot. No one really uses efficiency modules though.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought they were gonna
They're-
be cool.
They save power, but who cares? Still more power plant. The ones that are really cool is the productivity modules.
Oh, how so?
Because they give you essentially free shit.
Free shit?
Yes.
How?
They basically, every time you build something, they fill like a productivity bar, and then when the productivity bar is full, you get a free version of that product.
Oh, okay.
But it only works on intermediate products.
I
So you
see.
can't use it on like turrets or
Shit.
conveyor belts or something like that. But for things like plates, for things like green chips and stuff, it really makes a difference because you essentially get a green chip like every 4 chips or something.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, it's really useful. now that we have big electric belts, you know what we can do? We can start doing this.
How do I drop something? Z?
See, yeah.
Gotcha. Chemical science researched. I don't know how the hell to make that.
Huh?
Chemical research? I researched it.
What did you research? You researched chemical stuff? You need a chemical plant, but most of the chemical stuff involves petroleum, so we need oil, basically. We're being bottlenecked by the lack of oil in our base.
So you gotta find that via radars ASAP, right?
Or literally like go out and find it.
I don't really care to go out and find it because I'm not good at driving.
Okay.
Where's the freaking radar?
I
Oh,
built
there it
one.
is.
You're standing right next to it.
No, I
That
know,
we met-
I know. I was looking at the recipe. Looking for the recipe.
Oh, okay. It's under military.
No, I got it. Iron plates.
Alright, now I have big electric poles lining our main bus too. That's nice. Oh, and I like that you built a line for the main
Yep.
buses, or of these.
Yep.
So I just connected to your line, so we're good.
Sweet.
And then I will build a parallel line up the other side. And that way we have two lines going. There we go. Okay, now we have multi-redundant lines too, which is good.
Nice. It's always good.
Okay, now I'm gonna start building a shopping mall. One of your things is out of power, by the way. One of your miners. By the way, I can see what you're saying on screen. Or typing on screen. Just so
no one. Yeah, I know. Gabe doesn't know you're screening. That's why I said that. Also, dude, there's no viewers really. It's just you and me.
Yeah, but they can look at the recordings. But yeah, I mean, as long as they're okay. So if you can
Actually,
edit that
if I
one
can type off stream, that'd be great. I should do that instead.
there. Yeah, you should.
Yeah, I totally should. There. There we go.
I
Thank
don't
you.
know why you didn't.
I
don't know why you
forgot.
didn't.
I forgot. It was a feature. It's been so long. I'm sorry. Okay.
Okay, so
Dude, I should
right now.
have been like, this idiot I'm playing with is such an idiot or some shit like that, right? Started talking shit about I can see what you're saying. That would have been hilarious. Alright, so what's the plan, Admiral?
What do you mean, what's the plan? Like, what do you want to do now?
Yeah.
Oil. Oil is our
Oh, what the heck?
primary. What?
Oh, look at my stream. I didn't even know this is a thing.
Oh, that's called remote play. Basically, it would be like if you guys would basically be sharing the same control, so it wouldn't be like he playing with us like in the game as like a separate player, but he'd be like playing as like a proxy you essentially. It's called play together. It's
Should
more
I do
meant
it?
for games like it's more meant for games like Overcooked and stuff.
Oh,
Like-
should I enable it? Will it
If
interfere?
you enable it, you'll allow him to essentially remote desktop your computer.
Oh, I should not then.
He would control, well, just for this game and just during the session, but he would be able to
I don't want him to control anything. I just want him to view.
Oh, then you just say view then. You should say friend.
Can watch my
here's-
games.
Yeah, there you go. Friends can watch.
Wait, it's
my
only about watching though. Welcome to Stream Broadcasting. You can now watch other people's.
Oh, sorry. I thought he triggered the remote play together. Never mind.
No.
I bet. Cause you can do that too. Never mind. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I was so confused.
Wait, why doesn't he just watch your stream?
I don't know. He's Gabe. At least, like this way, he won't even hear what we were saying about him. It's funny.
Are we supposed to use his name on? Are we supposed to use his real name on your thing? Or under?
I don't think he matters. He minds. And also, there's no one else, so I'm not too concerned about it right now.
Technically, it's on the VOD, but
Yeah, but I'm not popular enough for anyone to really even freaking care. And I'm not giving his full name. That Gabe is a nickname, right? So.
fair enough. Also, we're bottlenecked on something here. We're bottlenecked on iron. Yeah. In fact, we're bottlenecked on iron.
Yeah, working on it.
And that steel you buffered up, by the way, we burned through that pretty quickly. Look at that. There's nothing more in your chest.
Oh, no way. Oh, you're
Yeah,
using
that
steel?
wasn't-
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
Making all this stuff up here, and we're gonna use more. So that steel that you buffered
Oh,
wasn't even that much either. But then you also crippled our other stuff by doing it.
God damn it. Shut up, Admiral. Such an ass, dude. I mean, I'm trying at least. Give me that.
No,
much credit.
don't take it as.
Oh wow, yeah, we're really struggling on iron. God damn, alright.
So-
Building more. Working on it.
Yeah. But I think now you're also understanding like what the.
Right.
Father, I hope you found the highways.
I found the what now?
The highways.
Highways? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Roads and
yeah the roads they made. Yeah, hell yeah, dude. It's great. I love it. I can run faster on it. It's so nice.
Oh yeah. Our science. I was like, why is our science so slow? Like cliff explosives is actually a very minor. It's a very minor science. So something like that didn't work. Then I was like, oh, because we're starving.
Alright, I'm gonna make some fast transport belts. I have a bottleneck in terms of iron production.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not going all the way to the end.
Yeah. There you go. Now, see that was good. That was, by the way, that was a good example of like recognizing a bottleneck and then like addressing it.
Oh yeah.
'Cause so at
I'm
that
an
point,
engineer at heart, man.
yep. Well, that was a good example of when the belt is the bottleneck.
Yep.
Later on, by the way, we do have access to steel furnaces now.
Oh,
So
sweet.
we
Hell
can
yeah.
build steel furnaces. Steel furnaces, of course, require steel, which we do have,
Yes.
and they require stone brick. Now steel furnaces, by the way, give you twice the manufacturing rate, crafting time.
Okay.
So your crafting speed is doubled, which basically means that keep in mind that you essentially have to feed this thing twice as fast
Right.
if you do upgrade your stone furnaces.
Yep, I'm working on it. I'm working on doing that so I can upgrade the steel furnaces for sure.
Yep.
Oh my god, I'm already out?
Fast belts are kind of expensive for you at this point in time.
What are you talking about, dude? You're talking about the one and only Sun and Alpha, dude. Nothing's
Alright,
too
alright.
expensive for me.
You say that, but I could easily build something right now that would overwhelm me.
Dude, F you. I'm not gonna play with you, you're just gonna keep trolling me. I thought JP was a troll.
I mean, I wouldn't be building something useless. I'd actually be building something really useful right now. But it would
What?
it would completely
rocket?
destroy your production. No, solar
Right.
panels.
Oh hell yeah, hell yeah.
But solar panels would overwhelm the system right now. Each solar panel requires 15
Right.
iron plate, 27.5 copper, and 5 steel plates.
Mm.
It would building the and you can't just build one or two. Like you have to build a lot of them because
Right.
each one only provides you 60 kilowatts, and only during the day. So a solar panel by itself doesn't do much. You literally have to build a ton of them, just like in real life.
Right.
Which means that to deploy solar, you need a pretty substantial like solar making farm.
Okay.
So I would literally have like maybe 8, maybe more, 16 assembly machines making solar, and trust me, that will chew up a ton of resources.
You know what, Mr. Nabucco, Dinosaur, who's watching us right now and is not chatting with us because he doesn't have an account, said, he's like, oh, I don't know if I like that game. You know how like he's never been a very good engineer. That kind of reinforces it, because only engineers really like this game, right? And anyone who doesn't is not a very good engineer.
Wow.
And he just sent me a text too, a message. What's the point of Factorio? Hey, Admiral, can you explain it to him? See
Sure.
better coming from you.
All right. Wait, this guy doesn't have a Twitch account. Like, I'm not saying he, doesn't stream. Like,
He kind of
that's
lives
fine,
under
but
a rock.
he doesn't have a Twitch account. Like, come on.
Yeah, come on, dude. Go with the program.
So the point of this game is essentially to turn a planet, an alien world, into a giant factory, and you do that through, engineering. Essentially, one part civil engineer, one part logistics engineer, and you start with nothing, and you have to handcraft everything in the beginning. And then eventually you can automate the production of things, right? So like one of the things that's really annoying is mining by yourself, right? So now we can mine automatically, and then
It's not that difficult.
we need to refine we need to turn it into plates, right? Iron plates. That's what our factories can use. But you can also do that by hand, but that sucks. So we have we have smelters over here that do that, and then we can get the raw ingredients, and you can actually use those to craft what you need. But if you need like a bunch of belts, you need a bunch of pipes or something, that gets annoying real fast. So then you automate that, and so this factory is just it's very much like programming, right?
Yeah, it is
It's like,
actually.
It's like, oh, I want,
Recognizing points of inefficiency and resolving them. Like I'm trying to resolve the shortage of iron getting through to like we're kind of iron starved up here, right? Where we need it. Like there's not enough of these things being produced, so I need to like increase the throughput of iron right now, right? So that's like exactly what I'm working on. That's like a problem I'm trying to solve. And then on top of that, there's also these like alien creatures that when our pollution that we're polluting, right? Because we're like basically just like power generation causes pollution, right? So like when you hit these colonies of alien swarms, they'll get irritable and like come and attack our factory. So we need to defend against them with like turrets and like munitions and stuff. It's pretty in depth actually. Basically the point is to like get to a rocket at the end, but like getting up to that rocket takes a while. Hopefully I did the explanation somewhat justice, Admiral.
Yeah, no, that was perfect. And most people play beyond the rocket. The rocket's just kind of like the official end of the game, but most people don't consider that to be the real end of the game. Kind of like Minecraft. Like, you know, Minecraft, spoiler alerts, but Minecraft you're supposed to, destroy a dragon at the end, right? Sorry if I spoiled that for you guys, but Minecraft's kind of been out for close. I think it's been out longer than a decade at this point. So yeah, you go fight a dragon, but a lot of people don't even fight the dragon. They just continue playing like normal. But even people who do go and fight the dragon, they continue playing Minecraft after. It's not like defeating the dragon, they go, okay, I'm done with this Minecraft world, right? So Factorio is the same way. Officially, there is an end, which is when you launch the rocket, which takes an absolutely crazy amount of resource. But after you do that, most people, because there's still stuff to do, there's still research to be done and stuff after that. And so most people continue playing and they build bigger and bigger bases. And one of the goals that people play is what's called RPM. They go for at least 1 RPM, which is the ability to launch 1 rocket a minute. Which for a new player is actually a very daunting task. Hell, it's a daunting task for most people that aren't really crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna show what we're talking about, what Nabuka's saying on stream. I'm sure he doesn't mind.
Oh, is he trying to chat with you through Steam?
Yeah, I don't know why he doesn't just make a freaking account.
Just make a Steam account.
Yeah.
You don't even, you just use an Amazon account.
Read it.
It's owned by
Actually
Amazon.
connected to real world pro. Okay, so he's asking you something, Admiral. If you want to look at the chat.
Actually connected to real world programming function.
Yeah.
It's not like a real program. But a lot of the principles involved in engineering and involved in programming do carry over, right? Finding bottlenecks, building. This game even has I would say an analogy to like APIs and stuff. Because later on when we build blueprints, you need to actually build points into your blueprints where they can interact either with your main bus or with your bot network or with anything like that. Because later on what you can do is you can say, hey, this thing right here, I'm going to blueprint this and stamp it down. And that's going to be a blueprint that gets built.
This entire assembly. This entire assembly
Yeah.
right here.
Here I can put down a blueprint. Nothing will get built if you don't have construction robots. But
Right.
for example, right out here, I have a blueprint. Oh, I don't have a blueprint. I don't have a blueprint. Oh, because I haven't imported any blueprints. But I could use a blueprint. Like for example, I could right now I could go create a blueprint of this setup right here. So in fact, I just did, and I can just put it down like that. See? That is a blueprint of this down here, right? And so to make this work, right, it would have to line up here. We'd have to figure out incoming on this end is copper or conveyor, whatever, right? Coming into here, and then I didn't capture the bottom conveyor, but you'd have bottom conveyor here, and you'd have to figure out how to make the blueprint tileable, right? Which in many ways is like an API, right? Like you have to figure out how to interface with something, right? So no, it's not straight up a programming game. I mean, if you want to do that, you can just put up Visual Studio or Visual Code, Visual Studio Code or something. Like it's not that, but a lot of the principles involved in coding apply here.
Yeah.
And a lot of the pain of it too, because if you don't
Refactoring stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, refactoring stuff. If like one of the most common things is like you ever go visit old code that you wrote like a year ago or even like a couple months ago, and you go, what the hell was I doing? Same thing happens here. You'll come here and be like, why did I build this? And sometimes you'll be able to figure it out. You'll be like, oh yeah, I built this, to do this. And sometimes you won't, because that thing you built was just like a one-off thing that, temporary becomes the new permanent, I mean, I don't know how often this happens to you, but I'm sure there's times where you code and you're like, okay, I'll just temporarily do this just to make it work because I have a deadline. And then that piece of code that you wrote that was supposed to be temporary just stays in there.
Oh no.
Because you just don't have time,
Damn
to
it.
go refactor it later. Am I right?
Back when I was in a startup, yeah. At big company, not so much.
Yeah.
But I'm
Well,
sure
I mean-
Gabe can relate. He's never been a very solid programmer.
Wow. Wow.
I'm only
Literally
kidding.
saying that on the record. It's not even behind someone's back, teammate. You're like
In
you're
your
like broadcasting
face.
it. It's not even in his
In
face.
public.
You're like standing on a milk crate in the middle of things, broadcasting it out.
I'm just joking. He knows it. There's very few people I can do this to that I know enough to do this to. Who? Gabe, dude, seriously, make a freaking Twitch account and come on chat so Admiral can read you as well. This is really awkward, me having to like bring up your chat every so often. I know you're watching already, just make an account. It's a legit service. Twitch has been around for like over a decade, dude. Come on. I'm sure there's actually streams that do like live programming too. I just haven't looked into them.
Oh yeah, they're more on YouTube though. Twitch doesn't have it. It's not very
Right.
strong.
Oh, programming. Okay.
Twitch is not good for almost anything except like gaming, and then apparently like DJs and stuff are starting to make a thing in it.
Well, music. Yeah, I do music on it too.
Yeah, there's a lot of like music streaming, but like pretty much everything else is on YouTube. And actually, a lot of people are moving from Twitch to YouTube.
Right.
Because Twitch just sucks. Like it doesn't. I mean, for us, fine, but like for a lot of the big streamers and stuff, they're having a lot of problems with Twitch. Like, and Twitch is not like backing them up too. Like Twitch doesn't have the backup its gamers either, or of its like people, like its viewers, is what I've heard.
Shoot. Oh. There we go. Nice. Okay, there we go. Okay, sweet. So you want to get the belts balanced, otherwise it's very possible that just one side gets loaded. Oh, I removed the previous belt. There's like all these little like nuances, like, and then you see that this belt feeds in with coal to get on a certain belt, and you have like coal on one side and then raw iron ore on the other, and these basically require burning coal to basically process the iron ore into iron plates, right? So it's like this little elegances that you can add. Is there anything else we can research, or are we done?
I think you've researched.
Almost
oh no,
done.
there's one more. Yeah, capacity. Yep, that's it. So normally at this point, I would have already started doing blue science stuff, but considering we don't even have oil, we aren't even close to blue science.
Oh shit.
So we really need that oil. So let's see what our radars found. The other thing I would do is I would scatter the radar around base, because radar provides you live views of base.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So where there's a radar, if you hit M, like you know how noticeably if you go outside of radar range,
Right.
like you don't get it, right? You just get mini map.
Right.
But if you scan into a part that has radar, you can actually see like live.
Oh, gotcha.
So I actually built the radars far apart.
Interesting.
But there's nothing wrong with building radar like that. I actually do build in some places. I actually do build radars in Paris because if one goes down, I still have the backup one.
Oh, okay.
But that generally
Smart.
for far away. Like your main base should be well defended enough that that's not really
Right.
a huge consideration.
I see. Wow, still no iron ore. There's coal. Oh goddamn. What is iron? What color does oil come up as?
It comes up as purple dots or magenta dots on the map. It'll look like nothing else on the map. And if you mouse over it, it'll say like oil yield. Well, the other nice thing about oil in this game is that oil is infinite. So once you tap it, you get that forever. Now, the amount you get from it does dwindle over time. It does dwindle over time, but it will always provide at least some amount of oil. which is nice because
so it never
then
runs
you can,
out basically.
it never runs out. Yeah,
Diminishing
which means
returns.
you can
though.
also, which means that once you get enough oil dirt, you can essentially live forever off of it.
Okay.
You can also put productivity speed modules into it to get more oil out of it
Oh
faster.
wow. Okay.
Yeah, so it's time to go through over modules. So there's 3 kinds of modules in this game. There's
Roger.
efficiency modules, which no one uses. There
Okay.
is productivity modules, and there's speed modules. So
Roger.
productivity actually slows down your production, by the way.
Oh.
It actually slows down your thing, but you gain more out of it, right? You gain more materials out of it.
Okay.
So it's good.
Gotcha.
It's good if you're low on resources, right? Or if you don't want to expand right now. Like let's say, your patches are your resource patches are getting a little low, but you don't want to like you can extend things. It also costs you a lot of power. Speed modules increase the speed of things, right? So your factories will make things faster. Your miners will mine things faster, so on and so forth. But it costs you a lot of energy.
Okay.
So you're essentially trading energy for speed. And then of course energy modules, which almost no one uses. Energy modules slow down your production, but save you a lot of energy. But what most people would rather do.
Oh, we got Lauren 1350 also talking about efficiency modules.
Yeah.
Oh, pollution down. Yeah. Okay, because of the power reduction in power cost. Okay.
Hey, Lauren. Nice to see you.
We've seen him
nice
before. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Have we?
My bad then.
No. It is good to see him. I don't know if we have, but it seems familiar.
Well, it's always nice to meet a fellow Factorio player. At least
yeah,
for
that's
me.
helpful. That's especially helpful.
I actually am the one who's trying to get Stunner Alpha into Factorio, which I think I have. I think I've hooked him on the game.
It's Factorio for me as well, for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, I was playing this for a few days back when you weren't. A couple days earlier this week, solo, off stream. This very game because you weren't available, and I was like, okay, let me just see how far I can take it. But then I ran into the problem of not having oil, so I'm like, what the fuck do I do now? So I'm like, Admiral, I need your help. So that's basically where I'm at now.
Yeah. So, let's see. They don't slow down anything other than the opportunity cost. Okay. So he is technically correct. They don't slow you down, technically. Like it's not like you put one in and then your factories produce less, so to speak. But I consider them slowing you down because
opportunity cost.
Yeah.
Why? What's the better one to get?
I mean, keep in mind to make efficiency modules, you also have to burn resources to make them, too. So it's like a double whammy. Speed modules increase energy use more than increase speed, so it's almost better. Yeah. There you go.
Okay.
Just yeah.
Oh, okay.
If you can. Notable key. And remember how I was talking about pump jacks?
I see.
You put speed modules into pump jacks because it's infinite oil. So you might as well get more out of them.
Right.
And you can't just arbitrarily build more.
Interesting.
Yeah.
There's a lot of nuance to this game, just like in programming. You hear that, Nabucco?
Speed modules can be good in and oftentimes they're used in conjunction with each other. You don't have to.
Like, what? There's a lot of nuance in this game, just like in programming. Oh, is it a good idea to put turrets like up on a ledge that are like kind of protected almost?
Yeah, like a natural wall. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it depends on where they're coming from, right? So in this case,
they're coming from here. Yeah.
Yeah. So you'd probably want to put them at the base of the.
Yeah. Well, this can't shoot over cliffs, can it?
It can.
It can?
Shoot over cliffs. Yeah.
Oh, okay. There's no sense of 3D in this game. Guess that works.
Machines pollute based on their energy use. The efficient don't just save pollution at power plants. Yeah. This is why productivity modules greatly bad in a pollution sense. They increase energy use and the pollution coefficient for the energy use.
Oops.
Yeah. Productivity modules can F you over.
Oh, sorry. We were all tuckered out on research?
I think we're finished with green science. Yeah, we are.
Damn it.
So that's it. I believe we have the resources to do black science or military science.
Military. I don't know how to construct those military things though.
Yeah, we do. We do have enough to make military science packs. We just need brick, coal, iron, copper, and steel, which we have. Military science is relatively expensive for your economy right now. Cliffs are just walls. Right?
Okay, Command and Conquers.
Yeah.
I don't know Age of Empires, but I know Command and Conquers. Okay.
Yeah.
Command
And in
Conquer,
fact,
yeah.
later, remember how we researched cliff explosives? Later, you can blow them up.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So when they get in your way, you can just blow them up. But we're again far away from that because we don't have oil. So oil at this point is completely bottleneck. I guess technically we can research black science or military science right now, but we would. I mean, we're running low on iron right now. Like some of the iron.
Oh
is
yeah,
still,
yeah. Yeah, sorry.
So I wouldn't want to research any military science right now just because of our.
So okay, dude, since our iron situation is still bad, then I need to soup up these production things, huh?
Yes, you do. And
Okay.
remember how early on I was like, this is kind of a bad place to put them? I think now you understand
Wait,
why.
what? No, they're fine. Why?
Well, how are you gonna scale this up?
I was gonna upgrade the burners themselves so that they output faster.
Okay, yeah, I guess, yes, I guess you can do
And,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
Doing it. Steel furnace, right?
Yeah, steel furnaces cost you more pollution, but their crafting speed is twice that of regular, or their smelting speed is
Right.
twice that of regular furnaces.
Roger. Damn it. Come on, steel furnace. Oh, come on.
I would automate the production of steel furnaces.
Oh, you would?
Put that,
Okay.
put that in your shopping mall.
Shopping mall?
So in this game, there's this idea of a mall, a shopping mall, basically where you go to get pre-made resources. So I have a mini mall right here, up here, and you can see. Remember, this was the mini mall that we built at the very beginning of the game.
Roger.
So like we get like you can just come here and get transport belts, you can get pipes, you can get whatever.
All right,
And I have
fine.
Another one. You might want to just build a place where that can be made.
Okay.
Because you generally you don't necessarily need a continuous stream of steel furnaces.
Steel and brick. Okay, that's why I need
Yeah.
brick.
So you've got steel and you've got brick. So one thing you could even do is you could just add brick to the main bus, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do right now.
There you go. So go grab a bunch of belt from the belt mall and do that. I've not played Age of Empires in so long. It's been more than a decade since I've played Age of Empires, actually. Yeah. Command and Conquer I play all the time. I love that game. Any of the Command and Conquers. I played the crap out of the remastered one that just came out, and then. In fact, me and Thunder here have actually done a complete playthrough of Red Alert 3 on stream.
Hell yeah.
Co-op. That was really fun. That's like the only thing good about Red Alert 3 was that it's co-op. That was the only thing that was, it was not the best Command and Conquer by far. But the fact that it was co-op saved it, because if it wasn't co-opable, I honestly would have not really paid that much attention to it. In fact, Red Alert 3 had an expansion pack called Uprising, but it wasn't co-opable, and so I never really played it. I played like the first mission and I gave up.
Yeah.
But I can't wait till they remaster the next Command and Conquer. I'm waiting for Tiberian Sun. Tiberian Sun and Red Alert 2. Ooh, that would be. I would pay a lot of money for that remaster.
Were they remastering it?
Oh, they haven't said that they will, but I feel like it almost has to happen. So apparently, the Command and Conquer Remastered Edition, that one did far better than EA expected. Like EA was like, okay, we'll do it, and then apparently, like they said, oh yeah, it did way better than we thought it would. So I when they announced that, I'm almost thinking like, I mean, if they did do it, if that's the case, then why would they not remaster Heavier Inside and Red Alert 2? And they don't even need to do much. Like the game actually looks pretty okay on today's computers. Like I actually got it running at I couldn't get it running on 4K. On 4K it has some weird glitching, especially if the map is like smaller, like the whole map can fit on your screen, and stuff like that. But it runs okay. So really, they just need to make it more compatible with computers. These, you know, more modern computers, and redo the multiplayer system, like make it Steam compatible or something like that. And then yeah. I mean, I would love to see those games remastered and played. Like I'd be like, I know it's probably not a popular thing for me to say, but I would totally pay like $60 for each of them. Like I don't care.
Oh wow.
Like I love those games. Like I don't think they'll do that. I think like Command and Conquer Remastered
Like 30 or something.
was $30. I think. Yeah, when it came out.
That's kind of like the accepted norm.
Yeah.
For like
actually,
remasters.
I actually bought that twice because I bought that I pre-ordered that on Origin, and then it was like, because I just assumed it was exclusive to Origin. It's not actually.
Oh
They
my
launched
god,
it-
I'm such an idiot.
What'd you do?
There's steel right over here being produced, and I pipe steel back right close to it.
Oh, that's
Oh
great.
my god, this is so
that's
stupid.
awesome. This is
Fuck
awesome.
you.
This is awesome. This is. You saw it here on stream.
Oh man. It's cool. I'll salvage it.
No, but I mean,
Everyone's probably
like,
what the fuck is this idiot doing?
this is his first time really playing Factorio. Aside from tutorials, so you know, these things happen, and we all do.
Buko
We
is talking
we all
shit
do.
now.
We all do crap like this.
Stupid shit. It's like a newbie programming mistake, right?
Yeah. Hey, so Lauren, how much Factorio have you played? I mean, it just based on what you said about modules and stuff, you definitely talk like a very advanced player.
I agree. Nobody knows. Even Steam doesn't know.
Have you? I'm assuming you've launched the rocket. Have you gone into like mega base and stuff? For me, I'm trying to go on a map to do 10 RPM right now. That was my last goal. I actually stopped playing for a little bit, but my last goal was to get to 10 RPM, 10 rocket launches per minute. Oh, okay. I've never launched a legitimate rocket. What do you mean by that? You've never launched a legitimate rocket? That sounds like you have, but then like...
It wasn't good enough.
Or like you cheated or something. Or not cheated, but like used like mods that made it easier or something. Like, what do you mean by legitimate rocket? I didn't say it's rockets I launched it actually. Okay, that's fair. I see what you're saying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well,
You're
Stunner
starting
here
from
is
scratch.
working on his legitimate launch. Like
Yep.
I'm here mostly as help, but
Oh, he rates mods. No way. That's sick.
oh damn, what are some mods that you've done?
Legit.
Last time I played a game straight through, the rocket wasn't a thing. Oh damn, that was really early on then.
Oh wow.
Holy crap.
OG player.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a sick song, by the way.
what's his name? Naba.
Nabucodonosor.
Is he still there? Are you still there?
I think so.
Okay. Yeah, he just called me, but I had my phone on Do Not Disturb because it's like midnight where we are.
Also,
I got
Nabucco, don't
I got your
use our
call.
names on stream. Use our screen names. You can see in the top left what our screen names are of the stream on Discord.
I have a number of mods, but few of them are updated.
Yeah, back when there weren't really people watching the stream. Now there's some viewers, so I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying.
Ah, I see.
Convention.
Yeah, I heard they changed quite a few things in the recent Factorio, like in the 0.9 or sorry 0.8 and 1.0 or 1.0 1.1 releases. They fixed a lot of things for mods. I heard they changed a lot of things. Alright. What were we talking about? I forgot. Hey, the iron situation.
One sec.
Still.
Yeah, I know, dude. I was working
No,
on the
sorry.
mall. I was working on the mall,
No,
right?
no, sorry. I was sorry. No. I was at the top of base and I was like, oh hey, this thing, but it's just full of
This is so classic, yeah. And I also souped up the power situation. All these little things add up and take time. Oh man, this power situation is also a mess. Wow, okay.
Yeah. Like you see what But that's the fun in this game. That's why this is called Factorio.
What does factory even mean, dude?
Factorio?
Yeah.
Well, Factorio is an actual mathematical function.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah.
It's represented by the bang operator. The exclamation point.
Okay. Oh, sick. All right. Okay. Okay. That's looking much better. Alright, iron should be pumping out much better now. It's almost solid.
Yeah.
Back where I am, if you look at my stream, where I am.
Yeah.
Almost solid.
Yep. That's good. Cool. Time to start building up here.
Sick. Damn.
Alright, give me a sec here.
Is it possible for you to make money off of mods at all? Like through Steam Workshop or anything?
I don't know. I don't know if you're allowed to. Steam tried it, remember? And that caused a ton of backlash.
Really?
Not for this game, but for they allowed for paid mods like in Skyrim and stuff, and then it got huge backlash. I think it's okay for you to take donations and stuff, but
What?
there are mod makers that take donations, like they have Patreons and stuff like that.
No mineable
You
resources.
can ask for donations, but there's no formal way though. Yeah, there's no. There was at one point with Steam, but that died super quickly because it got
Right.
so much bad press.
Right. Okay, now I have more of a logistics problem I need to solve.
Oh, I see your problem. I'm watching. Oh wow.
I'll fix it, don't worry. Hopefully,
This is good. This is good.
hopefully
this
the
is what this
output
game's about.
will hold you. Will I guess tie you over for the time being.
Yeah. Well, here I'm actually gonna try and return this phone call. Yeah, I'll be right back.
You'll be right back. You said. Where are you going? Oh wow. I see what's happening. Gotcha. No, from away, right. There we go. Iron stick, interesting. Oh, that guy needs power. It's kind of lazy, but whatever. Oh, come on. Damn it. No. There we go, metal click. Sweet. Terrible power management here. So dated. Much like the US power grid these days, huh? All outdated and old. I know I'm going about it the inefficient way, but whatever. Just deal without iron for a bit. Oh my god, so much cleaner. I mean, it's not even that clean, but less of a cluttered mess than before. Huh. Oh wow, okay. Oh wow, we're totally full on iron. Why? Oh damn. I see. I don't need that there.
I am back.
Where were you?
Oh, went to have a phone call with what's his name?
Nabucodonosor?
Yeah.
You seriously had to stop right now just to be on a phone call with him?
Huh?
You
Well,
should have
I'm
just
not
done. We could have just done a three-way chat on
Oh,
stream.
damn.
Yeah, you
Oh.
should have told me. I didn't realize. You went to
Oh.
the bathroom or something.
No. Yeah, I went to get a phone call. But we can invite him to the Discord, actually.
Yeah, we can. We're not in my server, the voice chat like we normally are, but
Oh, right.
otherwise you totally could.
You
Also,
know, you can invite people to voice calls.
Oh, okay. But I thought he was going to bed or something.
I think so. I think he is. So.
Hey, so we're not using iron anymore. Why is that?
Oh, because everything's backed up. Everything's finished. We're not researching anymore. Research is always a great consumer of resources, but we stopped
Right.
researching because we're out. Our chests over here have filled up. Like you can see over here and over here.
Yeah.
You know, so that's
Okay,
kind of
but
it.
let's do solar panels, dude. Let's take this shit into high gear.
You want to do solar panels now?
No? When?
The next thing that I would probably do is engines. The next thing I would do is probably engines and trains. Basically,
Alright, let's
ready
do
to
that.
start trucking in resources. But even before that, I would say we gotta figure out where the oil is.
Roger.
Because right now the like where the heck's the oil?
Yep.
That's where we are. That's where we are.
I'm making
deficient right
5 freaking radars so we can get to the bottom.
now.
Of
And I
this.
believe we found the oil.
Oh, we did?
And if you look on the map in the center east,
Oh yeah. Crude
yeah,
oil.
that looks like a decent field too. So
Oh.
we gotta get out. We gotta get there. But
It's actually a colony. Oh shit. The colony is gonna attack us from the bottom side. Just FYI.
yep. So
Oh yeah,
That's
they've been
also
coming.
that's also something to think about. Lots of things to think about.
What's up, Cherry? Welcome. How you been? Or actually, I kind of know how you've been recently, but how you been lately? This game is super fun, by the way, Cherry. You should consider getting it when it's on sale. And then maybe you could play with me sometime. Where's the gate option? I should be able to build a gate, no?
We may not have researched it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
we
have
have
it. I have it.
There it is.
Last one.
Yep. And they're 10-4.
All right. Oh, we want to build a car or no?
I would.
Oh, rough day. I'm sorry to hear that, Cherry. Wait, you just got off of work or whatever, just recently? If so, you work really late shifts. If you're in my time zone, of course. Factorio doesn't go on sale. Oh yeah, you're right, Lauren. That's
It doesn't.
Yeah.
That's something I'd explain to Stunner as well. Is the developers are very
no.
like,
It's just
against.
it's just when I'm like running on autopilot, I have a tendency to say that because I like almost never buy games that are full price because I'll always just wait for a sale because I don't have that compulsiveness to like play the game immediately right when it comes out. I can always just wait a while unless it's like a game a bunch of my friends are like playing right this instant or whatever, then I'll hop on. But so that's why I'm always like the waiting kind. But yeah, it was explained to me by Admiral Terry here that it never goes on sale, so I ended up paying full price. But it's not even that expensive, and it's a fun game, so I'm happy I did. Oh, you work till 4. Gotcha. Oh, your new normal? It's coming soon? Oh yeah, how's our power doing, man?
Click
We're
on
okay.
any power pole to find
Yep,
out.
yep. We're about half of our potential.
I
more.
would add a few more. I would add a few more power. I always try to keep it under.
Okay, under half.
Yeah. I mean, we're good. We're not in any hurry to do it.
Need plates, iron gear wheels, and pipes.
So actually, that'll be good because I built that power plant. So you'll want to chain off of it.
I have. I added another row already. I don't know if you noticed.
Oh shit. Okay. Never mind. My bad.
Maybe that was overkill. I don't know if I care. There we go.
What was overkill?
I ended up getting a crap ton of iron when I was running along 2 belts of 4
that's
rows
fine.
of iron.
That's fine. Don't worry about it. You'll that will always be a problem.
Be used up, yeah.
Or that sorry, yeah, that will never be a problem.
So we're just gonna amp up the pollution and get those critters onto our asses, I take it. Because you're basically on the border, just about to like rupture or rustle a lot of their feathers.
You can
That is
try
cool.
and go for like an eco run. There are some
Yeah.
players who do that, but it's rare. Most people don't. Most people just will. You can build more turrets.
Yeah. Do that like automatic loading system, like we saw in that one stream.
The moral of this game is, if you can defend yourself from attackers, you can pollute as much as you want.
Right.
But if you do want to keep your pollution, then you can switch to solar. But solar would require a good diversion of our resources.
I'd be up for it. You don't think it's a good idea?
Solar is also useful if we have accumulators, which we can't build yet because we don't have access to oil.
Oh, right.
So accumulators are essentially batteries. So what you would do is you build solar panels to be able to handle your load through the day, and you build enough batteries so that the batteries last you through the night.
Okay.
That way you never lose power. But even then,
Nice.
even if you don't have batteries, you can still build solar so you use it during the
I
day
researched
and
some
then
battery
at
tech.
night. No, I know, but we can't build batteries. You need sulfuric acid to that. To that, you need petrochemicals.
Gotcha.
We need oil. Oil is our number one biggest constraint right now.
Roger, Dodger. Gotcha. Okay.
I also don't know what Lawrence said. He said
Ass.
something. Yeah. Said,
Oh yeah, it takes a ton more space. Yeah, that makes sense. I think I remember from one of the tutorials, from the last tutorial, there was like a huge
Yep.
solar farm.
that's not.
Okay, it wasn't that big, but it was pretty big compared to the boilers.
Yeah. Solar takes a ton of space. Luckily, generally speaking, the biters don't attack it.
I can make some solar panels actually right now.
You can. We can make them. We can make them. And he is right. They're useful supplement. Even if you only rely on coal during the night, it's still useful, right? Because then you're not burning as much coal. Right. Coal will eventually become a problem for us as well. The beginner patches. Yeah. Coal. I mean, our beginner patch is only what? It's only got 337k of coal left. So that's actually not that much. We will definitely need a new coal patch by the time we're done with the.
Right.
By the time we're ready to launch.
I'm having a problem. Oh, I gotcha. It's because it wasn't done being made yet. Here we go. Sweet. So how are we gonna, what's our plan to get that oil, dude? Earlier I posted a link to the Factorio Friday facts regarding their policy on sales. Oh, in Discord or on stream? The stream chat? Because I think the stream chat
yeah,
goes
that's
away.
probably what that is. Yeah, in stream chat we don't.
Oh yeah, it doesn't allow links because I get spammed and stuff. If you want to share that, actually, go to my Discord server. I believe it's the message right above where you attempted to paste the link, and post it within. Do I have a Factorio channel? You can just put it in general game discussion if I don't.
No, there's a Factorio channel.
Yeah, we created a Factorio channel. Yeah, just put it in there if you don't mind. That'd be great. Thanks, man. I'll be sure to check it out, and I'm sure others who are Factorio fans will also benefit from it. Really appreciate it, dude. FFF 140. What does that mean?
It's they used to do a developer like blog. They would post something on Friday, every Friday, when the game was still in development. Now, after they said they released, they said they'd start doing it on like a daily, like a weekly cadence. But he's saying it's Friday fact number 40. Factorio Friday fact 140. Here, I'll just dump it on the channel.
Cool. Oh, these are inserters.
So, if you want a near-term thing we can build here, I guess we can start building engines. Actually, I should have you do it. Engines actually kind of one of the more interesting ones to build, so I'll have you do it. So let's get engines going, and then we can build cars and stuff, and then we can go over there. How's that sound?
Well, actually, you go ahead and do the engine. I remember doing it as part of the tutorial.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. It's not that interesting. It's just busy work.
Well,
I can assist if you need me to assist on something, but I'm working on also automating walls that I forgot to automate. And I made kind of a stupid mistake and hogging some valuable real estate. So I have to refactor my area somewhat.
I see.
Bro, thank you for the follow there. Oh, thank you for the raid, Sapin Foils.
Wow.
Sorry, I heard that sound and it's just like, oh, it must be a new follow. My bad.
Hello. Hey, Sabin.
Welcome, Raiders.
Sabin fails. It's not Sabin fault. It's Sabin
Fails. I corrected myself. Initially, I said false, and then I corrected myself. What was it I needed again?
Huh?
Oh yeah. I guess I don't really need no, actually I probably should. The boilers, the steel furnaces? Dude, I have so many steel furnaces. I don't need that many.
So why are you building them?
Hang on.
What are you doing? I also Sabin failed. Asking how it goes.
Here we go. One sec.
But yes, that's a lot of steel furnaces for now. I don't know why.
Yeah, hang on. I want to just get it in the freaking crate, right? Like this, and then block it off. So that if we do need more, it'll automatically make it, right? I forgot to block it off, right? That's the problem.
Oh, I see what you're saying in the chat.
False is not equal to fails, yeah, my bad. I fail. Center Alpha fails. How about that? I need to make... walls. That's what I came here for. Walls. How was your stream, Sabin? What were you playing? I take it Factorio as well? Yeah, please do, please do. I'm a lowly noob, but yeah, by all means, I'm all for feedback. Been fiending, glad to get it done for the week. Oh, gotcha. What's happening next week? Anything new? Oh yeah, I'm sure. Actually, Admiral. What's your take on this? Need trains?
What? Yeah, I've been telling you that.
Have you? You said
Yes,
you need
I remember.
oil. We
What?
need Earl.
Yes, we need oil too.
Yeah, but we
So-
need to make engines to get trains, right?
Well, what do you think I'm working on right now?
Yeah, I know. Dude,
In
you
fact,
haven't
I
been.
told you to
You
make
haven't.
engines, and then you shunted that back to me.
Okay, dude, I was working on something else. I was in the middle of something. If you need help, I can work on that.
No, I don't need help. I was just saying. But yes, I agree with his advice. We do need trains.
Yeah, I'm not in disagreement. Because we found the oil, right, resource so freaking far away, all the way over here. Well, what's an average yield of oil? Is 982 pretty good? Oh my god, so much water here. It's possible to make bridges, right?
No, there are no bridges in this game.
Oh,
You can build causeways.
causeways? So how do you
Yeah.
get this copper ore?
A
Like,
causeway is basically just you fill it in. You use landfill and you fill it in.
Oh, okay. Alright.
How to get that copper ore is not worth even getting.
Oh yeah, no, I figured. I'm just asking. Devil's advocate or whatever. Oh wow, my iron production is top notch, dude. And you're the one who's always complaining about iron production, dude.
Oh, trust me.
I'm gonna
when
rub
we
it in
start
your
u-
face. No, I'm
We
not gonna
haven't started
trust
even-
you. Your base is adorable. You're so far ahead of where I was at this stage. Oh, dude, that's thanks to Admiral Terror, dude. Yeah, dude. You should have seen when I first started. I was like, Admiral Terror gave me a task to like, I don't know, what was it? To like,
Make basic iron smelting.
make iron smelting. Yeah, and I did it like in a stupid way, like down here. And he just like kicked my ass with like the copper one. He basically did something like this, and I hadn't seen anything like this before. I'm like, what? Oh, that's so much better actually. And then I built it out, built this out, and then I'm working on optimizing this because Admiral Terror was like complaining about not getting enough iron. So I even used fast bolts and everything, but it seems to be okay for now. And yeah, this is our main bus going up. Admiral Terror is the primary architect, and I'm just basically learning.
I wouldn't say any of this is like too architected out. What we've done here is just basically build the main
Well,
bus.
dude, if it's shitty or whatever, you gotta you gotta take more of the blame than I do, I guess, right? As a chief architect.
I don't know if I'm the chief architect.
Your brother was trying so hard to get you to do something smart. That's funny. I take it he's the one that got you into this game. Is he older or younger than you? But yeah, I think Admiral Terror and like some other helpful viewers on stream have also attempted to do that with me, and I like haven't been very quick on the uptake on that, unfortunately. I could have been faster on the uptake, and I take it could be frustrating, but like some of those things you just have to like you have to learn those pains for yourself for it to like stick in your mind and understand the lessons, right? So I'm basically like in that teething process, so to speak.
Yeah, and then this time, so normally I have like blueprints for all this stuff, but for this particular run, since it's mostly this is his first attempt, aside playing tutorials at launching a rocket. So this is his first playthrough. I figured, I'd also in that same spirit, I would not use any of my blueprints, and I would, build everything here from scratch. And so but I also haven't played this game in a while. So like I totally forgot all the ratios of everything. So I'm just like I'm just winging it right now, and I'm sure my like ratios are like super off right now. But I don't care. We're not going for like some crazy like speed run or anything like that. So I don't really care if the ratios are high.
Oh, he's younger than you. Oh dang, 4 years into beta. Mine is 4 years into beta. Oh damn. So it was in alpha before, I guess.
Yeah, I've been playing since alpha.
Damn, dude. Old school.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude, you're so old that you weren't even here when the tutorials were around.
No, I wasn't. It's actually kind of funny. Yeah, so I was trying to introduce him to the game, and then he's like, "Oh, let's play the tutorial," and then he was asking me for help, and I was like, "What tutorial?" And so it was actually really funny because I was like, "Yeah," and he's like, "Oh, do you know what'll happen next after I do this?" I'm like, "I don't know. I've never played this tutorial before." But it was actually funny. He actually got to the final tutorial, the fourth,
Fifth, I think.
the
Fifth stage. Fifth tutorial.
yeah. And then I was like, wait a minute. And he's like, you should just play it. And so
Yeah,
I was like, all right.
I was like, I made a bet with him. Like, I think you're like so good at this, Admiral. You play the tutorial from start to finish, while I was like halfway through the last one, and you'll beat me in terms of speed. You're like, I don't think so, but okay. And you ended up beating me.
Yeah. But even the tutorial is like very basic because it doesn't. It teaches you kind of like the basic.
Yeah.
It's
It's
like the basic like how the game mechanics kind of
Yeah,
work,
yeah.
like how like the mechanics of the game, but it doesn't teach you like the flow of the game. I don't know a better word for it.
It doesn't
so-
teach you like proper practices or like good practices that you'd pick up from other players.
Yeah.
It teaches you like nice creature comforts, like oh yeah, you can like build stuff really fast by like clicking down and holding and running, right? Teaches
Yeah.
you stuff like that. And some of like the basic things like oh yeah, how to do research and other things like combat and whatnot. I mean it's good. I'm glad for the tutorial, but like all the like the really advanced stuff and like things to like know how to like build a proper base and like min-maxing sort of techniques and all that stuff you pick up from other fellow players. Dude, this game is so much like code. It's like if I were to try to intervene, I would just like step all over your toes and it'd be inefficient. If I were to try doing something.
Yeah,
here.
two people working on the same.
It's like two people working on the same code base. You're gonna run into massive conflicts.
And there's no git rebase.
You don't need Git rebase. You just need to reserve the conflicts with Git.
I know.
I used to stream like almost daily, like video games. But so I'm actually like my number one goal is to be a drum streamer. That's how I got into streaming, and so that's still my main mission. And I try to keep that to once every 2 weeks. And I basically stream to like underground bands and whatnot. But aside from that, I also play games from time to time, and I don't know, I stream that somewhat more frequently, and I kind of like switch between games willy-nilly. And I tend to play a lot actually with Admiral Terror here. Usually I'm on stream with Admiral Terror or like some other friends. But fairly frequently, it was pretty infrequent after like I actually went out for vacation back in early August, and since then I kind of like went inactive and whatnot because like streaming I found when I stream into late night like it is kind of getting to be now, my sleep really suffers because I need to get up really early in the morning, and so after my vacation I kind of realized it's kind of really unhealthy, so needed to taper that. It's just there's not so many hours in the day to like play games like Factorio, you know, and like be able to sleep. So I just ended up not doing it. Also, to be fair, I got into Civilization 6 and I ended up playing that solo instead of on stream. But yeah, now that I've actually beaten that game, I'm kind of like off of it for the time being. So I think I should be more active now.
Now what you could
Oh, he
do,
plays the actual game and you have the fun? Do you care to elaborate? Go ahead, Admiral.
but what you could do is you could play them at the same time.
What at the same time? Civilization and this? Yeah, right, dude. This is a real time. That's a
It's a turn-based game, so you're okay.
turn-based.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
but it's different.
like-
Dude, it's like context switching, like in coding. It's not.
Yeah.
It's really suboptimal. I'm sure you've noticed that with solitaire at times.
Yeah, that's true. It's like a video game version of chess boxing. Have you heard of that? No?
I don't know what chess boxing is.
Oh. It's actually a thing, which I didn't know it was a thing, but it's a real thing. And it's basically where you play you play a round of chess and then you box with your opponent and then you play another round of chess.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's kind of like what I was talking about, right? Like you play Civilization and you immediately context switch to something else and then
Switch
and
back
then that game,
later.
Yeah. But that game, instead of doing that for chess, you're doing it for chess. Or, sorry,
Right.
for like you're doing like chess and then you're doing boxing, which is like a very physical.
That's actually a thing.
It is. Chess boxing is actually a thing.
Oh, okay. I learned something new.
I've never actually wanted to play it, but it's a thing.
Right. Thank you for the follow,
Terrible,
Sabin.
man.
Really appreciate it. How often do you stream?
Terrible.
By the way, I'll hit you up with a follow back.
Extreme Elements are such a bot. Okay, now that we have engine production, we are. I can build us cars. Okay, car number 1, car number 2. There you go. Alright, now we have cars.
Sweet. Train cars or actual cars? Like vehicle cars, automobile cars.
Vehicles. Vehicles.
Automobiles.
Vehicles.
Still production so slow? Oh. Good call actually. Thanks for pointing that out. Oh, it's just inherently a slow thing, and I don't have very many of them. But yeah, actually, good call. I'll work on making this faster.
I like how when I call you out and you're like, and then he calls you out and you're like, okay.
Dude, you didn't say anything about steel production.
No, but I was saying it about iron earlier.
No, dude, I was saying I was working on it, but I was working on something else, like in the interim, like the freaking power poles were irritating me or something. Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Hey, I did get two power poles.
Sorry, you heard a bit of an echo because I had to go follow Sabin back before I forgot.
But yeah. Well, we just started building engines and stuff, so the steel shortage wasn't as dire as wasn't.
You just
hugely
finished,
dire.
right? Building the engine, so you don't really need steel
Yeah.
anymore. Wouldn't hurt
Well,
to
I mean,
improve the production.
steel is going to be a continuous use.
Alright, so I'll work on optimizing that then. No?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. I can actually use the crap ton of furnaces I have.
That's not that many. Oh, the crap ton
I
of
have
steel
31. 31 furnaces, dude. That's a lot.
furnaces.
No? Is that a lot of furnaces? Okay, that's faster, which is nice. And I'll just build this out further out. Oh, you canceled the flamethrower research.
Yeah, we don't.
You don't
have
like
filters,
burning
man.
things? Oh.
I trust me. I love.
You love to burn, Nate?
I love.
Hey, no problem,
flamethrower
Sabin. Thank
turrets
you
in
for
this game.
the raid and the follow. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, I love flamethrower turrets. Don't worry about that.
And that's cool, Sabin, that you are also someone that also appears to have VODs on. I didn't get to take a very close look at your channel, but it appears that you do have some content that I can view instead of just like a blank channel, so I can go back later and check it out at my leisure instead of having to rely on catching things live, which is always a challenge for me. So that makes things easier, which is nice. I know it's
Yeah,
especially
there's-
hard for music streamers like me when I cover streams with a DMCA. That could be a problem, but yeah, you were saying, Admiral?
Oh, I was like, there are people who disable VODs.
Yeah, music streamers primarily because of the DMCA issues.
Oh, right.
It's such a headache, dude. The constant risk that you might arbitrarily be penalized. There's only 3 strikes, and then you're potentially your
3 strikes is YouTube. Is it the same?
no,
as
no, it's
Twitch?
also for Twitch. 3 strikes, and then you can potentially get a perma banned from Twitch. You should do Factorio on Wednesdays. No guarantee on quality. I'm sure you're just being modest, man. I mean, yeah, dude. Especially smaller streamers, like we're gonna have like the most pristine setups and whatnot. I don't think viewers come to expect that, and the viewers who do come to expect that will just gravitate towards the bigger streamers anyway, right? With like the what is it, like the raffles and the giveaways and all that stuff.
Wait, what? People
There's
give
big
away
streamers.
stuff?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, big streamers. Okay.
Huge streamers. Yeah, they like get sponsored and everything. It's crazy. That's cool that you actually have a schedule, though. Much respect for that. Too much of a hobbyist streamer to actually be able to adhere to a schedule. Oh, these engines are going back to the bus?
Yeah, put them on the bus.
You're just putting them in a box? Okay.
Putting them on a bus. They're going to the main bus.
Oh, you haven't made a train yet. Gotcha.
No. We gotta go get set up. We gotta go set up oil. I'm preparing us to do that right now.
Alright, cool.
We're gonna need oil derricks and a crap ton of power. Poles.
Okay, so I think I slightly improved the production of steel, but I don't know if it's actually satisfactory. Let's see. I mean, I have a bit
This
of a
game is
buffer.
Factorio. It's not satisfactory.
It's not, so I should overdo it. I mean, I guess my
it was a joke. There's another game that's like Factorio called.
oh, satisfactory. Oh yeah, I remember you guys talking about that. Okay. But it's like, it's what is it, an alpha now or something? It's like
I believe.
more
No, yeah, I
junior?
think it's still an alpha. Yeah, I think it's still an alpha. And it's definitely not. It doesn't have the depth of Factorio. That's not to say I don't like it, by the way. I've sunk hundreds of hours in that game too, but it's
Right.
this game has a lot more depth to it. This Satisfactory is basically like this game. It's nice, it's 3D, it's very pretty, but it's like this game light. It's like Factorio light or Factorio diet Factorio. Like it's
So
definitely
satisfactory is
not as-
prettier than this game.
Oh yeah, by far. Well, maybe that's the wrong word. It looks nice for a 3D game. Like it doesn't look bad for a 3D game. But I mean, I like the art in this game. So it's, I'm not calling this game ugly or anything like that. I actually really like the aesthetic of this game. But that actually looks really nice. Like graphically, I think it looks pretty nice.
Roger.
And they just announced they're gonna overhaul the engine too. So even though it already looks nice. Satisfactory. So Satisfactory,
Oh.
they're gonna upgrade. They're gonna add DirectX 12 and Vulkan support.
Oh, so they're gonna make the engine more satisfactory?
Yeah. 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 That's one way of putting it.
I hate these power poles.
The wooden power poles.
So cluttery.
Yeah, I pretty much get rid of them as soon as I can.
I know I probably don't need this, but what the heck.
Don't need what?
Extra electric mining drills, but I'm just gonna put it in just to reserve the spots so that I don't go berserk and infringe on the on the ore mine unnecessarily. This will kind of be like an actual stop to my increasing encroachment upon the ore production.
I see. Alright, let's see. Oh, hey, we have enough steel now. We can switch to heavy armor. Which I would recommend we switch to. So,
Roger.
we can craft heavy armor.
Sweet.
And ditch this light armor. All the stuff that I ditch, I actually just put in the back to the spaceship. There's no reason to do that. I feel that's just like a, I guess like a thematic role-playing choice. Put the light armor back. Put my pistol back in.
Spaceship? Oh, gotcha.
The old crash spaceship.
Oh yeah, you can just dump your stuff back there. Yeah, okay. Totally did not realize that.
There's actually a really ingenious use for the thing early on. Is you can actually, because the spaceship, it has very little storage in it, but it's such a big shape that you can put a lot of inserters on it. So it's actually a good way to feed science.
You can put a lot of what?
It's a big ship, relatively, like it takes a lot of space on the grid, and so what you can do is you can feed science into it, like science packs into it, and then have that feed into like a row of science labs.
Oh,
Actually, really good use for that.
Cool.
Yeah, but I don't do that. I just use this. I just use what I have here, which is this double.
Right.
This double long inserter.
Oh, did I forget to specify I am constructing steel? Oh no, actually I don't need it.
For furnaces, it'll smelt whatever you put in.
Right.
So there's no. It's not like an assembly machine. You just.
But this one isn't showing me the icon because I guess nothing else has gotten to this point.
Well, let's see
Through
why.
point. Yeah.
I would say the reason why
Bandwidth.
is because you're
Like
you
getting to
don't
it.
have enough felt on the thing.
Okay, fine. I will use fast belts then. When in
That's
doubt,
one way.
use
That's
fast
one way to
belts.
fix it. Yeah. There's like different ways you can do this. One way is to use fast belts. The other way is sometimes people will put like a little space in between here, and you can just feed another belt into here, and kind of refill it in the middle. That's one way to avoid. That's one way to avoid using fast belts.
Gotcha.
Because they could be expensive, or you may not have them available yet.
Another belt in the middle. Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. But anyway, we have vehicles. I'm working on crafting pump jacks for us.
Sweet.
So we should be able to go out there. I've got a ton of big electric poles, so we'll be good in just a moment.
Dodger, dodger.
Normally, I like try to have everything crafted from the main bus, but pump jacks I consider to be an exception. I actually don't. I actually just handcraft all my pump jacks.
Oh, because you don't need that many of them?
You really don't need that many of them.
Roger.
I mean, later on, I will automate them. Like once we get to bots, logistics bots, I will actually make everything.
Oh, okay.
Even stuff I really don't need. Like I'll even like have it make wooden electric poles just so they're in the system.
Oh no.
The logistics network is like once you get it, it's like god tier.
Yeah. Nice.
It's almost like cheating, and it's so good that if you read the Friday Factorio facts blog that
Lauren?
that Lauren was talking about, the developer actually partially regrets putting them in.
The logistics bots?
Yeah, that's
So
how
they
good
totally
are.
changed the game, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, in fact, you read him, you see him writing in the blog. He's like, you know, I mean, it's too late now. They're in the game, and like, you know, people would write if we took it out. But like, he's like, I wish people would use more belts and stuff later on. Like, belts have a longer shelf life, I guess, after you get logistics bots.
Oh.
I honestly don't know why. If that was his like gripe with it, I don't know why he wouldn't just move it so that you get logistics after you launch your rocket. Because technically at that point you've already beat the game, right? So who cares if you're like using something that's like god tier or something that's like quote unquote
I mean,
cheating.
like he said, people would riot, right?
You know, I don't know. As long as he didn't remove them from the game, I think it'd be okay. I think if he moved it, and it kind of makes sense too. Because if you think about it, those logistics boxes need to be coordinated, right? So when you launch a rocket, you can launch a satellite with it. right? So that could be a requirement for bots. Like it actually kind of makes canonical sense.
Okay.
But yeah, it is what it is. He launched the game,
Right.
you know, retail 1.0, and it's still in there. To be fair, it's still fairly late game. Like it's still really late in the game.
Right.
You have to get a bunch of blue chips and stuff. Wait, oh yeah, wait till you have to build blue chips. Oh, that's what. Now, baby. I've got 8 pump jacks. Let's see on hand how many. Oh, that looks like a big patch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I better build a few more. Okay, that should be enough pump jacks. We'll need a ton of pipe. We already have pipe. Let's just hit up the mall for that. What are you working on right now?
Working on increasing production throughput of our ores, and intermediary products.
Sounds good.
So steel is hitting a bit of a problem.
Why is that?
I'm figuring it out. We're not constructing fast builds yet, are we?
No.
In the mall?
Nope.
Okay, I'll do that.
I wouldn't build that there.
Where?
This is like the beginning mall.
Okay.
Normally you consolidate and you build somewhere else. Like you build somewhere else. 'Cause
Further down?
You're running out of room there.
Okay, sure.
This is actually not a bad place to build.
Yeah, because I'm already getting the
Yeah, you already have
dependency.
conveyors and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, you already have all your dependencies here.
God damn it, these power poles. Stupid power poles, man.
Just get rid of them and put in
That's what I'm working
electric
on.
poles.
Yeah.
We're already making that shit anyway.
They're my ire. My life for ire.
Well, I haven't played that game in a long time.
My life for ire? That's a game?
Well, the game you're referencing.
Mr. Smiley.
Wait, what?
Oh, I'm listening to a song.
Oh.
It's called Mr. Smiley. It's actually super catchy. Even though it's kind of like a creepy name. It's like the name of like a child molester or some shit.
Smiley.
Yeah. Like
Wow.
a creepy clown or something, right? You're like, yum, that sounds good.
What? Wow. Creepy clown. Creepy clown does not sound good.
Evoke that, yeah, sure.
That does not sound good at all.
If you actually have volume up on my stream, you can hear it.
Creepy clown. I never understood why clowns like.
It's
are
not actually
creepy.
about a clown. I'm just saying, like, that's how I interpret it. When I hear that name, that's what I think.
Okay.
It's not actually about a
Well,
clown.
I'm just saying in general, right? Like I don't
It's just about
understand.
Mr. Smiley. Gotcha.
I don't understand clowns. Like that. I don't know why. Like I always found clowns to be creepy.
Right. You found them to be
Even when I was a
creepy?
kid. Yeah, when I was a kid, like I was always creeped out by them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so I never understood the appeal of them to kids.
Oh.
Like if you I don't know. Like you know how there's like this at least I feel recently there's been this like trend of like movies about like killer clowns, right? Like It,
Chucky
right?
or whatever, yeah. It, oh yeah, It.
Yeah, and I'm just like that's how I've always seen clowns. People are like,
Oh,
oh,
wow.
it's a subversion because you know kids normally clowns are ha ha funny.
Yeah,
and
they
blah, blah,
are.
blah. And I'm like, no, they're always
Oh, wow.
at least to me. I never liked them. I was always scared of them, even when I was a kid.
Huh.
I never liked them as
Do you like them as an adult?
no, even less. I don't know. I just something about that does not appeal to me. Like I mean, I felt like I would be scared. Like if I went to like a children like you know like one of my friends like kids parties or something. And
Wanna
they had a clown
bet?
there, I wouldn't be like, oh crap, I need to get out of here. You know, oh crap.
It sounds like you would be.
But I certainly would like, you know,
Alright.
like I wouldn't want to get to know the clown. I just kinda, you know, they're like
What if,
outside,
what
I'd
if
be
your
like,
like really good friends from college was a clown as a profession?
I don't think any of my good friends in college became clowns.
What if it was like one of their passions, right? And they just like
I don't
realized
think
it
we
late
would
in
become
life.
friends. I don't think
They're too
I don't
creepy
think
to
we
be
would-
friend worthy. Wow.
I don't know.
Look at
It
you
just seems.
and your high
It
horse.
it just seems weird. Like who wants to do like what motivates someone to do that? You know, like put wacky face paint and then go entertain kids that way. I don't know. I don't know. It's not for me. Would you do that? Would you?
No, I don't mind clowns.
If you could do the same job,
I wouldn't be
as
a
clown,
profession. No, I don't
Like-
want to. I don't want to be a clown.
Like you can make the same amount of money you do now, same benefit, you know, working hours, that kind of thing. But you'd be a clown instead, would you?
No.
Okay then.
Oh no.
What'd you do?
Hang on.
Oh, you did something. I see what you did.
Shut up.
I also don't know
Badass.
what you're doing here.
I'm rerouting shit, man.
Okay. Okay. Not sure why you need to, but okay.
Oh yeah, actually, I just realized I forgot that I had a long arm loader. That, god damn it. Being stupid.
Okay. Let's load up this vehicle with the pump jacks, pipe. There we go, big electric poles.
There we go.
Perfect, let's get more electric poles. Alright, we are ready to go.
Really? To the oil
The
area?
oil, yeah. Yeah, we are ready
Wait,
to
what was
go.
I gonna build here? Oh, the fast things? Hang on, let me build the fast things.
The fast belts.
Yeah.
You might as well also make splitters here too, because we're not making splitters.
Oh, I can make splitters here? Okay, yeah, I will. Sure.
Yeah, we have everything we need here to make splitters too.
Sure. And I should probably use something machine 2s, right? Instead of 1?
Assembling machines too, they craft faster.
Yeah, but I should be using them, right? There's no reason to save them?
I mean,
Or
they
not
cost you
use
more
them?
resources. Other than that, if you're comfortable, if you feel like we can afford them, the question you're asking is a budget question, not a capability question.
Okay.
If you feel comfortable standardizing on them, then go for it.
Sure.
I generally reserve them for things that I need to keep production. I mean, eventually you do standardize on them,
Right.
but it depends. Like it depends on how quickly you want to be able to build up. For the initial shopping mall, I didn't use them, right? Because you know we don't need. They can just trickle in because they're
Right.
just, we're not continuously using them. We only come and get them when we need more belts and stuff like that. But we're not continuously consuming the belts.
Right.
But that's totally up to you. You do you.
So you said you wouldn't? Is that what you just said?
I would. Are you asking what I would do in this situation?
Yes.
I would use.
You would use what?
I would use assembly. I would
2?
use assembly. 1 or 2, just whatever I had handy.
Okay. Well, I mean, fast belts take a while to construct.
They do. So I would use 2s then. say it costs you more energy, right? So there's also
Yep.
that.
Gotcha.
Okay, so yeah, we're basically ready to expand. While you're doing that, let's have a look at our expanded to oil. What do we need? It's actually not too bad. There doesn't seem to be anything in the way. Just mainly to crude oil. Let's see here. We'll perfect to chop down some trees. There's a colony nearby. We'll need to bring some turrets. Other than that, it looks pretty straightforward. And I actually think it's close enough to base that we can just pipe it over.
Nice.
So we don't need a train for that. But we will need trains sooner or later because we're gonna run out of resources within our original starting area. So at some point we gotta start trucking it in. And trains, by the way, are all sorts of fun because then you get to learn about train signals.
Oh yeah. I got a little bit of an intro before, remember?
Oh yeah.
Wait, where are we constructing the power poles? Oh, up here. Got it.
Yep, you found it.
Nice. Do you want the regular splitters to be created or do you want the fast splitters to be created?
I mean, ideally both, right?
Sure.
But for now, I think we can get away with just using regular. But it's up to you.
Why do you want both? Isn't that wasteful? Just standardize on one.
Well, one costs a lot more than the other one, So it's kind of a matter of, you know, do you want to spend the resources on that or not? Standardization costs money, right? If you want everyone
Yeah.
if you want everything to standardize on one thing, that means you have to be able to sort of build that in quantity.
Huh.
How are things coming along?
Come in.
Let's have a look. Okay, okay. Ah! You did what I originally thought you were going to do.
Oh, really? Sorry.
No, I mean, no, because earlier you were messing with over here, and I was just like, what's the plan? I was like confused.
Yeah.
But then, because if I were you, I would have done, well, what you're doing right now.
Yeah. I realized the ingredients were just on the other side. Like the chips are already there and stuff.
Yep.
So just loop it back down.
Nice. Then we can make fast splitters now too.
You want me to make that now?
Sure, why not? I mean, you're already making regular splitters.
Okay.
All the ingredients here are ready made. Although I will say, now that you've started making them, you do notice that we have another iron shortage.
Oh, really?
Yeah, look at the iron shortage.
Where? Oh god. Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh god damn it. Is it just because the raw... Oh yeah, it looks like the raw stuff isn't getting through. I can just construct more of those miners in a sec.
Because your thing chews up, the fast belts chew up a lot of iron. So
Yep.
to make them cost you. And then I also chewed up a decent amount of it making engines. Although that's stopped for now because the belt has filled up. But yeah. I mean, it's totally fine. We're not even chewing up all the iron patch right now.
Oh. Yeah. I'll work on that. Just let me fix what I'm doing right now.
Okay. And no, take your time. It's your game. The main thing is I wanted you to do the oil because that's the one thing the tutorial didn't cover.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
I actually don't know why they don't
Yeah.
put oil in
Yeah.
the tutorial. I was actually surprised because remember we were doing that
Right.
race, and I thought there was one more level because I assumed that they would show you how to
Right.
do oil,
Yeah.
but they didn't. So.
Hmm.
Although originally in the game, there was supposed to be a complete like campaign, single player campaign,
Oh,
and then
okay.
they abandoned that.
Oh, why? Too much.
I don't think
development
anyone I don't think anyone really wanted that.
time? Oh, okay.
Like they sorry, yawning. They they started it, and in the early like version, like not in the early version, but like in 0.17, 0.18, they had it, and they had the beginnings of it, and people just didn't really respond to it.
Hmm.
Really.
Gotcha. Do you remember the game back then?
I do, yeah. I've been playing this game so before. I've been playing this game so long that I still remember how they used to do science. So here in science, right? You essentially create materials and then you assemble science packs out of them, right?
Uh-huh.
In the really early game, you had to attack aliens. You had to attack spider nests and get
Oh,
alien artifacts, basically these purple orbs
Wow.
that came out, and then that was the only way you could advance science.
damn.
Yeah,
Sounds hard. More combat oriented or whatever.
it is. Yeah, and a lot of people didn't like that.
Mm.
So in the current game, defense is needed, right? You need to defend yourself from base, but it's not too bad, right? And then you don't need to go on the offensive, right? But in the original, very early versions, you had to, and there were people who didn't like that.
Oh, build offensive.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Like go attack, like they didn't like the combat aspect of the game, which is why they got rid of that.
Right.
I still think there needs to be more combat or something to incentivize you to go through combat, which there
Right.
really isn't right now.
Right.
Aside from expanding your base and getting through resources.
Alright, hopefully now the iron shortage will be addressed.
Nice.
Using up the entire mine, but that means we're not gonna have any chance to expand after this.
Because we're using the entire patch?
Yep, basically most of it.
Alright. That means we're gonna have to train stuff in then.
Yep.
So that involves building a train station and all that, which will be fun for you. But it's nice. Look, so we got a good little mall here going. We've got all the basic necessities we need here. Cool. It's good.
Alright, how do we do the oil thing?
Alright, so to do oil, I have loaded this vehicle over here with everything you need. So
Wait, I can't like be a passenger? I have to drive it?
I can drive it if you want.
Yeah, you drive it.
Oh, I mean, I made 2 cars, so we can both drive, but if you want me to drive, I'm happy
And then I'll
to
be
do it.
passenger.
Okay.
Is that a possibility? Yeah, I'll be passenger.
it is.
There we go.
You don't want to drive yourself?
No.
Oh. What? Why?
Because I'm a bad driver.
Oh, okay. Alright.
Can I just be gunner or something?
Yeah, you can. You are the gunner right now.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
But there's no ammo in the gun.
Oh
But
god.
here, I can put some ammo in the gun. There you go.
Sweet.
Now you have ammo in the
I
gun.
just got an achievement.
Oh, you produced 10K.
10,000 circuits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's ones for 1,000,000 plus too.
Nice.
Alright, let's go. High speed, low drag. We're also gonna hit stuff along the way, don't worry about it.
No, okay.
There's no insurance company to worry about.
Right. There's a colony to the south, southwest.
Oh, I see that. Oh, there's
We
an
passed
oil
the oil patch, dude. It's to our left.
No, I know. I'm driving around to look at
Okay.
surroundings.
Gotcha.
There it is. There is the thing. If you zoom all the way out, you can see it.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Let's back up a little bit.
It's dangerous. We can't go there.
Well, I just realized I only brought 3 turrets. How many turrets did you bring?
I didn't bring any. I can construct some, I think.
I totally forgot to bring turrets, so let's go back to base and
Alright.
I only have
You get
4 turrets on
munitions
me.
too.
Yeah, we can get the munitions. Okay. But that's good. This was a good scouting run.
Was it? Seems like a waste of time.
No, actually, there's another thing we can do. Since we are here though, is we can lay. I wonder if I got exactly where the oil is. It's hidden in the trees here. Oh, there it is. I see it. It's hidden. It's in the trees right here. You see that? Right here. It's like right here. Okay. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna run because we're gonna need power here anyway.
Right.
So we're gonna run power back to base. Alright. Back in the car. By the way,
I can run. I
place...
can run some power. What's that?
No, get in.
Why? I can run some power.
Yes, but we can do it in the car, which is much faster.
Oh, okay.
You didn't even let me finish.
Sorry.
So get in. And you can just put the little like
One sec.
placement thing over it, hold it down, and then drive.
One sec. Wait,
Then
no.
it'll. Oh
Uh-oh.
shit. Sorry. Yeah. Oh, I say you want to do it. Okay, that's
Yeah.
fine.
No, wait. Back. No, go forward. It's okay. I'll do the next one. Go forward. But let me get the first one down.
No. Put your thing over the
Over
last one I
yours?
placed. Over mine. Put it
Okay.
exactly
Oh,
over
hang
mine.
on, hang on. Okay. Yeah, I'm holding it down. Go.
And then and then
Go.
we can just go, and it'll automatically place them
Yep,
as needed.
yep. I know this trick.
Oh, okay. There we
Sweet.
go.
Perfect amount.
Yeah, so see, that trip wasn't wasted. Now we have power over there. Ow.
Oh god, dude. What are you, drunk?
Eh. This game is basically drunk. I also just realized we have no repair packs.
I don't even know what a repair pack is, dude.
If you look under your production tab, a repair tab allows you to repair things. And we don't have any repair packs.
Huh.
I usually have repair packs on. So that is my bad. Alright,
Oh, okay.
there we go. Alright, let's get
Let's
some
get
ammo.
ammo. Yeah.
And then we can go.
Are you constructing turrets anywhere?
No. I have not automated the production
That's
turrets,
fine.
which we actually need to do anyway. At some point, but we are not right now. Ooh, we have an iron shortage. And a bit of a copper shortage. Alright, oh, you're driving? Alright. Let's go! Go, go, go. I would zoom out a little bit more so that you know where you're going.
Alright.
See, isn't that better?
Yeah. Oh, we gotta put the turrets down first, right?
Yeah, we're gonna get rid of that colony. Alright, so let's go ahead and stop.
Actually, here, you be the driver.
Well, we're close enough that I'm just gonna start placing down turrets.
Okay.
We're gonna walk it in, basically. I'm just putting like about 30-ish bullets in each one.
Oh, okay.
And like go forward. Yep, see now they attack. Fine. Yep, load her up. Load up the turrets. Load up the turrets. Alright. Let the turrets handle it.
Yep.
Start placing turrets. And now that that forward turret is down, we move these back turrets. Yep, let's go. Creep it in.
Roger.
Creep it in.
Nice.
Get that worm that's spitting at our turrets. There we go. That worm's down. Alright. I say we just go into the base, just wreck it now.
Okay.
I'm gonna kill that worm. The worm can really wreck you, so you gotta be careful. Let me eat a fish. Do you have any fish on you?
No. Oh, I do. Yeah.
Okay. If you're low on health, just eat them.
Right. Once this base goes down, it's gone for good.
Yeah.
Cool.
Now, that doesn't mean that they can't expand back here again. Eventually, they will try to expand back here.
Why? Do they have resources here?
No, so the enemy in this game, the fighters don't deal with resources.
Okay.
But what happens is after a while, they'll try to expand. So, you'll see a group come, and instead of that group going to attack your base, they'll come just stay out in the middle of nowhere. And if that group hangs out in the middle of nowhere for long enough, it becomes a biters. It becomes a colony.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Alright, that wasn't so bad. Let's repair these. Cool. And I'm just using repair packs, which again you can craft.
How?
In your second tab, production tab. It's literally the topmost thing.
Oh, okay. Cool.
We should automate the production of these at some point, but you can see it
Gotcha.
does require a decent amount of resources.
Gotcha.
Okay, cool.
There's
Alright,
another
that's
colony
it.
to the south.
Yes, you're thinking what I was thinking. Alright, get it. Here we go. Use that click here. So. It's a small colony. Alright, let's get our stuff. Oh wow, you just went for broke. Just super close. That's fine. Load her up and let's go. Crap. Alright. Move the turrets forward.
I don't have much ammo. You took all my ammo. Gotta fill them up. You gotta fill them up.
Oh shit.
You took all the ammo.
You're not supposed to fill them up to full.
How do you How do you not fill them up to full?
So basically what you do is you hold in your hand, you just drop it in using Z. See?
Oh, gotcha.
So for example, let's say I just want to drop this row here. I then go pick up the bullets in my thing, hold down Z, and bing. And I just move my mouse like over them. And it loads them. That's the quick way to deploy turrets. Here, I'll give you back your ammo.
Oh yeah, give me back a couple hundred if you don't mind.
The ammo's in the first turret. In the first turret that I built.
Okay, nice. I only got 23, but okay.
No, this one right here. This one at the bottom of the row right here.
Oh. Gotcha.
Watch out for those worms. They're gonna wreck that turret of yours. They're gonna wreck that turret of yours. And bam. And now we just lost all the ammo in there too.
I didn't have that much. No.
But that's why I was saying be careful, because the turret will target the first thing you can target, and that may not necessarily be the thing that you wanted to target. For example, in that case in point, it attacked the building, which we don't care about, right? At least not yet, right?
Okay,
We want to attack
yeah.
the worm.
Oh shit.
You can go rescue.
No, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay.
Here, while it's distracted, just go in and shoot them. Just shoot the worms.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Oh shit.
Right. Hold on. I'm eating fish.
Yep.
Sure. All right, we're good. Now we can take your. Now you can take your time.
Okay, cool.
Kill things. Yeah. You'll learn how to turret creep.
Yeah, I didn't realize you could drop shit in like that.
You can drop shit in like that, and then the other thing that you were, and oh, I totally forgot. We have grenades too.
Oh.
I
What?
forgot. I actually brought grenades. Yeah, we're making grenades. All right, cool. Well, let's get out of here. Take the
Okay.
turrets.
Yeah.
Don't leave them here.
I picked him up. I thought. Oh no, you didn't.
Well,
Picked up mine.
We'll need to reset up them over here.
Okay.
Okay. Did we abandon the vehicle? Yes, we did.
Oh, it despawned?
No. We abandoned it. We left it there.
Yeah.
Let's go. I'm just gonna go get it. Nothing in this game ever despawns except your corpse.
Okay.
Your corpse will despawn, but nothing else ever despawns.
Okay. It's not a good idea to take out a base with a vehicle.
You can, but you didn't. You said you didn't like driving. If that was me, that base was small enough that I
could be a gunner.
Oh, okay. Well, generally speaking, yeah, I guess we could have done it that way.
There's another one to our west.
You want to take it out?
I mean, it's kind of close, no?
Yeah, we can do it. Here, we'll put more ammo
Oh,
into
sorry.
this thing. We just can't lose it because all our resources are in this vehicle. Actually, here, I'll just here. we'll leave these turrets here. We'll just empty out all the resources.
Nice.
Dump them into here. Alright, is that everything? Yeah, that's everything. Alright, cool. Alright, get in.
No, I'm the gunner, so you go in first.
Alright, so basically what we're gonna do is you're gonna have to do... Oh, that's a really small base. We can definitely take it down with a vehicle. Alright, here you go. I'm just gonna ring around it. It's actually gonna be kind of
Okay.
hard because there's a lot of trees in the area, but shoot!
Yep.
Alright, now kill the things falling.
Yep.
Just gonna kind of do a
Yep.
pattern. Kill them. Alright, cool, here we go. Oh shit, we hit a rocket. Those are like the most annoying things. Alright, go. Right next to it.
Shit.
Yeah, I'm avoiding the spinning thing.
Yep. Nice. Oh, watch out.
I didn't see the
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, we're good.
Yep.
Oh, geez, those rocks. Like,
Oh shit.
yeah, doing this out in the doing it out in the desert like there's almost like shit in the thing.
What's like shit?
Doing this out in the desert is a lot better because there isn't all this stuff in the way.
Oh, the cliffs and the trees.
And
Gotcha. Yeah.
Target the closest ones.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Area.
Yep. My bad.
Yep. Oh, there we go.
Got one down.
All that. Yeah, this is kind of an annoying because of all the trees and stuff.
Nice driving.
When we're not directly under attack, and we're near the buildings, prioritize the buildings, not the
Roger. Because they're spawning more.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then when we're out here, if you can target
Prioritize it,
fighters,
yeah.
go for it. Yeah. But when we're not being attacked. Yeah, there you go. See.
Nice.
This is a lot funner when we have tanks, by the way, and we have more powerful ammo. We have the weakest ammo.
Gotcha.
Later, there's armor-piercing ammo, and then uranium ammo.
Uranium ammo? Wow.
Yeah.
Radiation, maybe.
It doesn't do any radiation damage. It's like
Oh.
enriched uranium rounds. It's just harder.
Gotcha. There's a worm I want to take out. Damn, that worm is good at shooting. Holy shit.
Oh shit.
Oh, you can crash into those things? No way.
Yes, you can. That's why it was a big problem.
Ooh, wow. That worm. The aim on that worm. Holy shit.
Alright, take it out. There
Yep.
we go.
Jeez.
Getting out to repair.
Yep. Damn, okay.
There you go. Now you've done. Oh, fuck.
Good thing you're repaired.
Now you've seen foot combat
Yeah,
or
yeah.
vehicle combat. You actually take on with powerful enough ammo. You can actually take on pretty big columns.
Nice.
We just didn't have that powerful enough.
Right.
Alright.
Yeah, also the range
There
is
you go.
super limited.
I mean, the range on this is actually pretty good. It's longer range than like handheld.
Yeah, of course. But it's still kind of close.
Yeah.
I was finding
well,
myself
later there's
kinda
later there's
disappointed.
tanks. Later there's tanks, which have much longer range.
Nice.
And later we get rocket launchers.
Alright, so what are we doing? I gotta call it soon.
We gotta start pumping oil. Alright, so in this case, do you see the oil patches? They're like right here.
Oh, crude oil. Yield 124%.
So
Gotcha.
it's in the middle of a forest. So we gotta do, like I said, this game's all about being environmentally and friendly. We gotta cut down all these trees.
Roger.
So let's clear out these trees. Basically, we have to find all the oil spots and put.
Yep.
And then we need to connect them all with pipe too.
Oh, to each other?
Yes. And
Why
then
to each
pipe
other?
it back to base.
Oh, to
Well, they don't
aggregate
necessarily
it.
have to be.
Okay.
I mean, there are two ways we can do this, right? We could literally run like 8 separate pipes back to base, or we could have them all connect into
Yeah,
one
yeah,
pipe.
yeah, sure.
Alright, where are the rest of the oil? So there's, I think, more over here somewhere. Just gotta find it. Where's all the rest of the oil? I think it's like here somewhere. Where's the oil? Oh, here. I found. There's one oil over here, I think. No?
I don't have any more of those jacks, those pump jacks.
Wait, really?
Unfortunately, yeah.
1, 2, 3. I thought I brought a ton. Did I not? Oh, there's more in the chest. There's 14 of them in the chest.
Okay, coming.
In the wood chest that's by the turrets.
Roger. Where's the wood chest?
Here.
Oh, okay.
In fact, let's take these turrets up too. We got a few.
I'm gonna
take
pick
all
up
these turrets.
I'm gonna pick up some of the.
Pick up the whole chest. Take the whole chest.
Okay.
Yeah, we have to start establishing a perimeter here.
Roger.
Luckily, there's some glitch to help us, but yeah, we have to set up a perimeter here
Alright.
because so they don't attack here.
Alright. Sweet.
Okay, so let's have a look here. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There should be 13 pump jacks for us. So you
How
should
do you
place
know?
down 13 because I counted on the map. If you hit M and then zoom out a bit,
Oh.
you can count the dots. There are 13 of them here.
Oh shit.
So you should have 13 of the things here.
Yeah.
Do you have 13? The answer is 12. You have 12. You're missing one.
Which one am I missing?
In case you're wondering how I figured that out, I just created a blueprint, and then it tells me how many of everything.
Oh wow. Okay. Fancy. Super fucking fancy.
And I think the last, yeah, I think you're somewhere over the last one.
All right.
Also, I believe if you hold up, sorry, I just disabled. If you have the pump jack app, it'll tell you where they all are.
Yeah, that's what I've been using.
Okay, cool. All right, now you get to do the fun thing of connecting them all together with pipe.
God damn it.
I suggest you use underground pipe.
Yep.
By the way, you can rotate the pump jacks. So put your mouse up and hit R, and they'll rotate. So then where they eject out the oil, they pump out the oil, it'll tell you.
Roger.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, connect them all out, and then yeah, this part kind of sucky, but you're gonna need to get used to working with pipes because guess what? There's a lot of pipe working.
Jesus.
I'll start hooking things up with power for you. Alright. Yeah, good luck. Okay, I'm gonna start establishing a perimeter. been used.
There's no faster way to cut down all these trees.
Huh?
No faster way to cut down all these trees.
Later on, people use grenade
Nice.
or shotguns. I'm not kidding. I mean, if you have a shotgun, you can craft one. I have a shotgun. I mean, yeah, you just make a shotgun and then just shoot all the trees out of your way, with being careful not to, you know.
So this pipe back to base should be underground pipe?
Yeah, most people just run a ton of underground pipe to make it happen. Okay, let's put some turrets around here. You got any turrets on you?
Hang on.
Missing some oil derricks here. Hello?
Huh? What?
Oh, you're missing some oil derricks here.
I know.
Okay. I would just hook them up all at once.
I just wanted to get a path out because I'm getting frustrated by the trees.
Yeah. Yeah. Be careful later on when we get flamethrowers, because you can use flamethrowers to get rid of trees too.
Roger.
But then you can start a forest fire. Look at all these beautiful trees. All about to be polluted on. Wait, what the heck? That's hilarious.
What?
this little bendy pipe here.
How would you do it?
Maybe just use straight pipe.
I don't care about the aesthetics, dude.
Alright. Interesting.
God damn it.
Wait till you do oil refining. In fact, I can't wait to see you do oil refining.
This is irritating.
And you develop a certain sense for it after a while. So don't despair.
Okay. Is that all of them? No. Alright. Is that all of them?
Is it? I think you're missing.
Where?
These top ones here.
Oh, they're not connected to the main one, I guess. That's the only issue. I can't just connect it to another refinery and have it channel through it?
You mean a pump jack?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
No. But you shouldn't need to.
It'd be more elegant. It's like, hey, instead of me piping it all the way around, just go ahead and use a pump jack and output it at the same output. That'd be far more elegant.
I could have made this more elegant.
No, I'm not saying what I've done is elegant. I'm saying that if I could do that, it would be far more elegant.
I mean, but it doesn't really make sense. Like, why would you pump oil into something that pumps oil?
I mean, it could provide as an aggregator. Why do I need to go through?
Oh. I mean, small after real life. In real life, you don't pump from one pump jack into another pump jack.
Right. Okay, is that all of it?
I believe so. Yeah. You got it all.
Okay.
Why did you chop down that tree?
Because I wanted to see what was behind it. It's in the way.
I see. Alright, cool. So you're good. Now you just gotta finish it by pumping it back to base. So. Oh, hey, you forgot the.
What?
I was gonna say yeah. You can do it in the car.
Damn it. Can you repair that?
Yes. See how good you are at driving and placing.
Probably not too good. Oh god. This should be able to work though, right?
Hmm. You can underground pipe through your cliffs.
Okay.
There you go.
God damn it.
You want me to chop that tree down?
That's
I mean,
fine.
technically it's not in the way. Trees are one of your worst enemies in the game.
Oh my god.
But are you just gonna keep ramming that tree?
Yeah. There you go.
Ah.
I attached a freaking saw to the end of my car, man. Oh, I ran out of pipe.
That's fine. You're basically at base now.
We are at base.
You're gonna enjoy the tank, by the way.
Yeah.
Because the tank can run through trees without taking any damage.
Nice.
Alright, so now we've got oil over here.
Where do we get more pipes from?
Oh, I make it in the mini mall. Right here. So here's regular pipe. And here's bendy pipe, or underground pipe. I always call it bendy pipe.
Right. Okay.
Alright, now we gotta figure out where we want to put our refinery. Generally speaking, the oil refinery doesn't have to be along the main bus. You actually end up piping its byproducts onto
Tell
the
me
main
where
bus.
you think it should be. Where would you recommend?
I would actually put it north of this lake here,
Oh, okay.
because you do need water to do a lot of the um the pe- the petrochemical stuff. So having it near a water supply would not be a bad idea. So yeah, kind of where I am, offset off the water a little bit, like maybe right here. So go ahead and craft oil refineries. Those are under production, and these are expensive little beasts.
Under production.
Yep, fifth row, third from the left.
Oil refinery. Oh shit. Iron gear wheel. I'll just get gear wheels real fast. I'm running out of space in my inventory.
Wait, really? My
Yeah.
inventory's barely full.
You can look at my screen. Oh, I have so much coal. What the fuck?
Probably
Why did I
because you were
get
refactoring, yeah. I would go here, dump it there. I should have a relief chest in here.
Yeah, where
somewhere.
is there? I think I remember.
I don't know if you moved it or anything.
No, I wouldn't have moved it.
But I have a. Oh, here it is. It's still there. Right here. Yeah, just dump all your coal into that chest.
Where? Here. Gotcha.
I should probably upgrade that to a nicer chest. There we go.
Wait, how do I dump all at once?
Control click.
Oh. Oh, sweet. Okay, fuck yeah. Then I need to dump some ore, some copper, or some stone rather. Stone I know where to go. What about the iron ore? Is there a
I
relief
don't think I
chest?
have a relief chest in there,
Could you
but you
make
can
that?
also just dump it. You can also dump it directly into the stone furnace,
Oh, god
because the
damn
stone
it.
furnace can hold a bunch of it.
Right. Stone furnace, right. One sec. Okay, yeah,
Up here.
I'll just do a stone furnace. Gotcha. Control click, that's so handy.
Mhm.
Oh god, oh no, the furnace, sorry.
Yeah, the furnace can only hold a single, like a single stack, but you can just dump it all into the various stacks. You can
The various
also put it in your
furnaces.
hand and hold down Control, so you don't have to go in your inventory.
Oh, okay. Control. Okay, gotcha. And
Cool.
then iron ore.
Iron ore you can just dump into the steel furnaces. Just do the control trick and fill them up. There you go.
Sweet.
Alright, your inventory should be looking a lot better now.
So I have like 3 more rows free, but yeah. I'm still kind of full. Oh, I have a lot of wood. God damn it.
So wood, we just dump in a chest, actually. So here, we'll just, let me create a
The
chest for
spaceship.
it.
I can put it in the spaceship.
Or you can do that. I don't think you have that much room. There's
That's
not enough
true.
room in the
That's
spaceship.
true.
Yeah,
That's true.
just use the chest.
Oh,
There
I
you
have
go.
copper
Excellent.
plates. Whatever. I'll keep
Here,
the copper plates.
I'm gonna put the wood in here too. There we
Cool.
go. Okay. Now. Okay, the wood's in here, right? Yeah, the wood's in here. Okay. Cool. Now you should have tons of room in your inventory. Alright, go ahead and send it up top of the lake.
Mhm. Gotcha. Damn it. Where exactly did you want this? Where was it, Admiral?
Oh, right over here. You actually don't want to be too close to the main bus. So right here.
Oh,
Basically,
Northmore.
yeah, just right here. You want to have a little bit of buffer here because we're gonna have to pump water out of the lake for some stuff. But anyway, let's get oil refineries working. So I would start crafting while you're placing pipes. Have your pocket crafting be going for like an oil refinery.
Alright.
I say we start with 4 oil
Iron
refineries. I
gear
think
wheels. Damn it. I thought I got
you
them.
just pocket craft them from steel plates.
I don't have steel plates. I don't have.
Or not steel plates, iron plates. But
Yeah, I don't have
yeah,
iron
okay.
plates.
Then just run out. Then just steal it from the bus.
Yeah. One, just one.
Mm-hmm. Get 4 refineries.
4 refineries. Okay. Okay, I have 4.
All right. Place them.
Place them.
Place them.
Like here.
Sure. All right. So if you go ahead and look at them, you need to select the rest. So you can place one just for now, just get an idea. So after you've placed it, select it,
Okay.
and then click the only option available to you, which is oil processing.
Okay.
Later there will be advanced oil processing, but that is. So basically what happens is oil goes in, and it comes in on the bottom here, or on here. So you may want to rotate it. So go ahead and
Oh,
rotate it.
okay. So,
There you go. So oil comes in on this one, and oh,
one sec. Input. There we go.
yeah. So oil comes in on this one. Oh, on this one.
Wait, what? It has to be on the other one?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Oh, and then water comes in on the other side?
We don't need water yet, but later on you will. So I'm basically preparing you by putting it near water. But
Okay.
right now we don't technically need any water, but
Okay.
but might as well, have some.
Okay, I got it.
Okay. All right. Give it some power. Do you not have any pulls on you? Oh, you need to connect it.
Alright, oil's flowing now.
Cool. Well, it needs power too.
I have pulls.
Do you
Okay,
not have pulls on you?
I do.
Okay. Okay.
Alright, it's gone.
Cool. As you can see, now it's making oil, but it's getting full now. See? So now what you need to do is you need to pipe it out. Do we have? Yeah, we have storage tanks. So make yourself some storage tanks.
Which one? Just for oil? Crude oil
Yeah, the
barrel?
storage. It should no. It should be in the top number 1 logistics tab. You see by the wooden, iron, and steel
Oh,
chest.
storage
There's a
tank.
storage tank. That's for fluids. That's for storing fluids.
Okay, iron plates I need. God damn it.
Okay. In fact, you're gonna probably want to build a few of these. So.
Yeah. Five? Does five sound good?
That's fine. I don't. We can put in more later as we do it.
Okay.
All right. So now you want to build the storage tanks a little far off from the thing. I'd say build them about here. Yeah, that's fine. Build 2. I'd say build 2. Well, make sure they're connected. Do you see how they're connected?
They connect directly into one another?
Yeah. So you can just rotate this one to connect it.
One sec.
There you go. Okay.
Wait, that's
Now
connected?
Yeah, that's connected. See how? See where the pipes come in? See?
Okay, gotcha.
See the pipe endings. Okay.
What's up, Mr. Gecko? Learning about oil processing and how to build refineries. Because the tutorial doesn't guide you through it.
So I'm guiding him through it. All right. Now go ahead and connect the oil refinery, which is now full, by the way,
Yeah.
to this thing. Cool. Okay. Now take your 3 other refineries that you have and do the same thing. I would build them horizontally. But leave one space in the middle. Like right here, and then build another one right here, and so on and so forth.
Oh, you want me to make it dense? They should be right next to each other? They shouldn't be spaced out?
It should be oil. It should be oil, and then a power line, and then oil.
Oh,
I mean, you don't have to. You don't have to put a power line there, but
Okay.
one space. It'll be obvious why that's needed later on, because later on, right now you can only do basic oil processing, right? Later on you can do advanced oil processing, and that means you gotta feed in water on. You need to feed in. You need to feed in water, and then you get light, heavy, and petroleum out of it. Right now we're only getting petroleum, but later we'll get light and heavy oil as well.
Roger.
And we'll need to essentially pipe all those to different storage tanks. You can't mix them. And you have to balance it, meaning that if the oil refinery has too much of one, it'll stop. even if you have
Oh.
room for the other ones. Yeah. So that's Mr. Gecko is absolutely correct. Oil is a whole thing, and later on you can use circuits and shit to automate it and stuff like that. But
Right.
yeah, it's a whole thing.
Okay.
Yep. So go ahead and do all that. Set them all to oil processing and connect them all. You don't technically need that much oil storage, but you can if you want to. It's not a big deal. Um, I just feel like that's a lot of oil storage, but it's totally fine. Okay. Now that we have oil, the next thing that we'll want to make is plastic. Plastic is the big one.
Mhm.
And plastic will require a chemical plant and petroleum gas. But it also require coal, too. But plastic is also going to be set on the main bus. It's actually quite a vital
Okay.
resource that will be used for a lot. Okay. You should have one more refinery, right?
Oh, sure. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Huh. I need to pipe this to storage as well.
Sure. I mean, I wouldn't build another storage. I'd just pipe it into the thing. You already have quite a bit of storage.
Yeah. Oh, come on. There. Alright.
Cool. Give it power and configure them all for oil processing.
Roger.
You can, a shortcut way to do it is to shift left
gotcha.
click on one and then copy the same settings over. But that's fine.
Shift left click. Okay.
Yeah. So if you want to copy any kind of a machine that has settings to the same machine and copy it, like here, I'm just gonna real quick like clear this right now, right? So you can do this with assembly machines too. What you can do is you can shift left click shift right click on one of them, and then shift left click on the one that you're copying. So right click is copy, shift left click is paste. So try it.
Oh.
So shift right click on the one that already is set, this one right here, and then shift left click on all the other three, and you'll see it copy.
Oh, shift right click and then hold down shift. Oh, like, oh, okay, gotcha. That's cool. Super fancy.
Yeah, and you can, by the way, you can do this with assembly machines later on. So you know how like we have a row of 8 doing like green science, right?
Right.
You can create only one and then just copy it over.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah. Cool. If that looks packed, the one thing I'll say about oil is don't forget. Well, we're gonna need to make it later too. Okay, cool. All right, now you're gonna need to pipe this shit back. I'd say probably pipe it to here. But before you do, you'll want to figure out how you want the, you'll want to figure out how you build plastic as well. So look up the chemical plant. So the chemical plant's what you need to make. I would make 4 of them just to start with.
Chemical
And then
plant?
you need to make the chemical plant. It's under production. 2nd tab, 5th row, 4th from the left. It's not just inserters
Right.
and
Just one?
Commuters work.
Yes. So Mr. Gecko is basically saying that shift right click left click trick also works for assembly machines, the servers,
Oh,
combinator.
okay.
It works for a lot of them.
Right.
Okay. Anyway, look at what you need to make plastic. So plastic is made in a chemical plant. You need to feed in. Yes. Oh, yes. That's the other cool thing that Lauren just mentioned. It works on chests too. So you know how some chests we have it
Oh.
limited, so that the machine will only put in like 4 stacks, right? Or
Right.
something like that.
Right.
If you can shift click like right click on that too,
Oh,
and it'll
nice.
copy over that. Yeah. That's
Nice.
a good one. Yeah. So anyway, look at plastic. So I'm not gonna tell you how to do this. You kind of have to figure this one out, you know, and figure out how to make plastic. So it's made in the chemical plant. This chemical plant needs to be fed in coal, which is a solid product, and petroleum gas, which is a liquid product, a fluid. Also, go take a little look at your refinery and figure out what's wrong. I'm gonna let him figure out that.
Plastic bar is what you want?
Yeah, plastic bar. But Laura has said something is wrong with your refinery, so I would have a look.
Okay. Going now. I'm not outputting this properly or whatever.
There you go.
Oh, on the right? Oh, it only outputs on the rightmost?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It tells you which one it outputs from. All three of these eventually will have outputs. Once you switch to advanced oil processing, you'll be able to, you'll get light, heavy, and petroleum out of it. And that becomes the fun balancing act. And of
Okay.
course, later with heavy and light oil, you can crack
Gotcha.
them, turn them into different ones.
Cool. Gotcha. Good to know.
Yep. And Lauren gives a good tip, which is why you always set recipes when you're dealing with fluids first. That way, when you run the pipes, you know what you're doing.
Oh, it's
The only
labeled.
time, yeah, the only time you wouldn't do that is if you just like know offhand. Like sometimes when I put oil furnace, I know off heart like which one comes.
Okay.
So I'll run it that way, or I'll use that blueprint. Okay, so now with that in mind, go ahead and run your pipes back over here and figure out how you're gonna get coal into these, and how you're gonna. And I would make this think about scalability in mind because plastic is one of those things that we will always need more of later on. So figure out how not just to build one, but later if we need more, we can build more.
God damn it. I need to head off soon. Giving me a lot to do right now.
One weird thing is that chemical plants, when they only have one fluid or input or output, you can use either one. Yeah, so chemical plants are flexible like that, but not oil refiners. But I feel it's kind of misleading since it's kind of an exception that never really explains itself. Yeah, actually, to be honest, until you brought that up, I never thought about it. Like I know that it works. Like no matter how you rotate, you can always just use either. In fact, I've like always subtly I guess knew that, but like nobody said it, I've never really thought that. Yeah, that's like the only one that it works like that. Well, that's not true, right? I think the boiler you can use either side too. The boiler you can input water on either side.
Yep.
Okay, alright, cool. You're also going to need a way to get the plastic out.
Sure.
Don't forget that. The boiler, the steam engine miner, then the passer has double arrows on the connection points indicated, so... Oh yeah! Damn, I never thought about that.
What?
He's right. Or he or she's right. On the boiler, it has 2 arrows on it.
Yep.
Indicating that it goes, okay, yeah. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, the chemical plant really is the only one that does that. That's weird, yeah. You guys never really thought about that, to be honest with you. Damn.
Something like this.
Yeah. That could be one way to do it. Like I said, I'm letting you kind of figure this out on your own. I have my design, and there's advantages and disadvantages to my design. I mean, one of the things that later on you care about, but you don't really need to care about in this design, or in this playthrough, is that later on, a lot of people's designs, they wanted to be stampable. AKA, you can stamp
Blueprint.
the blueprint. You can blueprint them down. Also, there's an issue of density. Like your design here, I will say, takes up more space than
Yeah,
normal, which is,
I didn't
it's not a
know
crit-
how
that's not a-
much. I didn't know
yeah,
how much.
that's not a criticism. That's not a criticism. Just takes up more space, and a lot of
Right.
people, they might prefer more room, you know, space efficient design.
Oh, sure.
And Lauren's a he, so okay, got that. Thank you for that.
You want me to put it back on the main bus?
Yeah, we're gonna throw plastic back on the main bus. Let's do it.
Damn it, stupid Cliff.
Good stuff. Alright, we have plastic now, which means we can do all sorts of fun stuff now. So,
Oh yeah.
here, I can fill these in for you. Oh, and by the way, you don't have to manually place the you don't have to manually place belts like that. If you just hold down the thing and just run, you'll see it creates the things for you automatically.
Oh no way! Seriously? I can do that? Oh no, I can't.
Yeah, you can. You gotta hold down the thing.
I don't have it made, I guess.
Oh,
It's
you may not have any. You may not have any on
underground
belts on you,
that's
right?
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so you do need underground belts
Good to
on
know.
you to do that.
Alright.
I always just keep a stack of them. We make them automatically. I would keep a stack of everything on you. Maybe
Yeah.
2 stacks. Like belts, I keep like 3 stacks of belts. All the time, every time I need every time I go for a refill.
All right, good.
Yeah. Hey, we have things. I would ghetto balance it.
What are you doing?
Just ghetto balancing. Because notice how it's all on one side of the belt. And you just put it there.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. So this is kind of a stopping point unless you want to keep going.
Yeah, I think I should stop here. And then now that I have these plastics, what can we make out of them?
Okay, so plastic production is good for 2 reasons. One is now we can start on red chips.
On what? Red chips?
So you now you have green chips. These chips over
yeah,
here,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Oh, advanced. Okay. Gotcha.
Advanced circuit, yeah. And once we have red chips, we can make we can start doing blue science. So we can continue our science stuff. The other thing we need to do is we need to also start making if we want to start making things like batteries and stuff. We need to start turning it into sulfur, and then from that turning it into sulfuric acid.
I see.
Yeah. So sulfur, by the way, is made from petrol and water, and you get sulfur out of it. That's why I said we needed to be near water. Advanced oil processing also requires water.
Gotcha.
And then we need to make sulfuric acid, which also requires water. Hence why I said building all this stuff near water was a good idea.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So there you go.
Cool.
That is what we have next. Once we can start doing research, by the way, one of the cool things that'll come up is lasers. Lasers will come up as well.
Nice.
And advanced oil processing, stuff like that. So yeah, there you go.
Sounds
stuff.
good.
Yeah,
That's
go ahead
cool,
and pull a
guys.
save.
Yeah. Already done.
Go ahead and pull a
guys.
save.
Yeah. One sec. Let's see. Factorio. Who else is streaming it? 139 viewers on right now. That's interesting.
For what? Factorio?
Yeah. Total.
Nice.
Across all streamers. Alright, cool. LOLs Gamers 89. Let's try raiding this folk. Thanks so much for the help, guys. By the way,
Yeah.
it's been great. Thanks so much.
It's always
Great
great
community.
to yeah, great community.
Appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys around. It's getting late for me. Take care. Good night.
Alright, cool.
Hang on. I can raid now for viewers. Alright, let's go. I raided now. Hopefully.
Anything.
Hey,
Oh,
Stunner.